Hello everyone, and welcome into yet another live stream. And today, hi the guide, Ezra, hi, welcome. And today I honestly kind of want to relax a bit. I don't know why, but I'm just going through my usual make it cycle and nearing a bit of a low, so I thought maybe today we should just ride. I'm still gonna walk, don't get me wrong, we're still gonna walk in the video, but in a more relaxing manner, you know? In a more relaxed way. So this is still gonna be a walking live stream, and I'll spend the entire stream walking on stuff, but at least we'll be chill about that. At least there'll be some lo-fi in the background. Hi there, how's your day going, Kanika and Ezra? Hi. Alrighty. Well, let's begin. So here's the thing. Let me just check if I have everything. Sick. I have a list of 4 things we should do, and hopefully we'll do them today. So there we go. Hold on, I need to open up the hot folder without spoiling any of the videos. I'm having a bad day. Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, wait, did something happen, or was it just like, or is it just like a standard, just not feeling great kind of a day? Hi, the flame. Hi, welcome to the stream. All right, it's actually pretty boring animations. Here we're going to move this to 1030, I think. I want to save on the render time a bit, so yeah, I'm cheap. I'm trying to save on the render time because this is already taking ages to render. Wait, this isn't in line with the ball. Why? Oh, why am I like this? That's the X and the Y axis. Flare the back, more like this. Rotate a bit further. There we go. And another cool thing we can do is we can actually add depth of field to really make make it look professional. I'm just overthinking. Do you have such room to? Yeah, it happens. It happens. I mean, if it's just on the overthinking, then I'm actually glad because if it is only overthinking, then I am glad because that whole thing would just pass on its own. And there we go. Finally, not sick anymore. Also great. All right. Not too far. There we go. And it's gonna be pretty nice render in which there we go. This. Oh yeah, because the ball is moving up. That's why the movement is so complex. That's right. Make it understanding evolution these days. Holy shit, it's so cool. What parts of evolution exactly? Okay, yeah, it looks exactly like what I was expecting. Festive. Let's move it a bit further back actually, and a bit. Have the ball a bit higher up. There we go. And then we have to change the focus so the ball would actually be there. We go. Chemical make it do a full maths course. I was also planning on that, and I might do it. It's just that for a full maths course, I kind of not a full maths course, of course, because I'm a generalist. That would require me to do a video about all of maths, which would be quite large. But I do want to make a video about maths, like general, combining a lot of different topics together. It's just that for that I would really want to do it with someone else. I would really want to invite someone for that video. I think that would be fun. Full math course would be great. I do want to make like a video where I would connect together calculus with trigonometry with linear algebra, basically these three. But in order to actually make that video, as I mentioned, I really want to collaborate with someone, and everyone's just ghosting me. Not famous enough. So yeah, we'll just let this run there. 11 seconds per frame. That is quick. This is the another kind of energy is potential part of the animation. And then we'll have, so if we take our ball again, move it up this time, the gravity wants to pull it down. So basically just add an arrow at the bottom of the ball. We call it potential because there isn't any physical representative part. I mean, the ball isn't heavy, isn't glowing, isn't moving faster, or in fact. 11 seconds per frame. So, no, it's quick. That's actually really quick. I was full on expecting it to be like a minute per frame. That's why I'm doing quick animations right now. So this is times 30 basically. 300 seconds, so 5 minutes per minute. No, 5 minutes per second, sorry. That's how long it takes. 5 minutes of rendering per 1 second of animation. What's up, Walter White? Actually, I'm really glad I could make it this stream because we might actually get to. Oh yeah, we should also script this part, shouldn't we? Oh, fudge. Photoelectric effect is really bizarre because it's not really two electrons. I remember that's what I got stuck on last time. The fact that it's not really two electrons really messed me up. It scares me. Why? Why does it scare you? Hold on, let me set up another animation because there's one more thing we should do. Bro, be edging to edit everything make it says. Zahid's edging to things you all are afraid of. What was I trying to set up? Oh yeah, right. This so we're gonna actually also work on some more videos this live stream because we're rendering that one, which means it will take a fair bit for us to actually do anything. So that's why we'll also work on some other videos like, for example, the video with the cryptic message of how to. Oh, what could that video possibly be? What's the first question? Hold on. It's one. What is? There we go. And right here we'll have. Oh boy, no, that's not the right one. I meant to what are the cryptic video. Cool. No, that's also wrong. Damn it, I am an idiot. 0 y is. The way I script videos is a bit confusing, so. These will be the chapters. How to remember the reactions? Oh, that's in inorganic. How to remember? I mean, reactions in inorganic are a bit more, in my opinion, I should mention, but are a bit more intuitive. And remember them. I do believe they are a bit more intuitive in inorganic. So basically, oh, what example could I give? What kinds of reactions actually? You know what? I am also studying magnetism and current these days. I should really get to magnetism too. Flame, do you understand? Like you do. Okay, so I'm assuming you do. Would you mind helping and make it out on how magnets work? I wish sodium azide in your car does not work. I have no idea what sodium azide is. Alright, so we'll walk in the village. Organic is intuitive. Organic is a bunch of obscure stuff people discovered. Yeah, it really feels like... I mean, inorganic is intuitive for obvious reasons. Organic is also intuitive. It's just that it's too large with them. Because when it comes to organic, you have basically the small carbon things. But organic is so boring. No, it's not really. So magnetism, I'm about to eat, but it won't be too long. No, go and eat, it's fine, it's fine. I have stuff to do first. I have no clue how long this stream's gonna get. When it comes to help of magnetism, I mean, I'm working on an extremely long video about electricity. And boy, that video would be massive. And I should also talk about magnetism in that video. Because I am covering a lot. It took me... I'm working on a video about electricity, okay? Electricity. And it took me 10 minutes just to get through general chemistry. So yeah, the magnetism chapter will take a bit. I love the periodic table and chemical bonding part of inorganic, but not the memorization of groups and reactions. Oh, if you have to memorize groups and the reactions, that means... I don't mean to be that guy, but if someone... Well, I'm assuming you're in school, right? If someone is making you memorize groups and reactions of groups, then they are teaching you inorganic chemistry wrong. They're not doing it right. Molecular orbital theory, just doing my favorite, my beloved. That is that sigma. Okay. Molecular orbital was fun. Interesting, but so dry. Learn because theory is boring. What do I mean theory is boring? Theory is phenomenal. I love the theory. Oh my goodness, are we doing this? Fine, we're learning molecular orbital theory right now on stream. Okay, we're gonna go over the simplest molecule you could possibly have. Second simplest, not the simplest, never mind. Second simplest, which is hydrogen gas. Second simplest molecule in existence. The only simpler molecule is basically positive. Wait, molecules are, ions are also molecules, right? Positive ion of hydrogen gas is the simplest, but is it Benda? Yeah, it is. A stream literally 3 minutes before class. Okay, so Oh wait, you mean organic is interesting but so dry. I would disagree with that too, mainly because when it comes to organic chemistry, the theory is the same. It's just that with carbon, that's basically what I mean with organic chemistry. That when I say organic chemistry is large, this is what I mean. It's mostly dealing with large molecules because you're mostly in organic chemistry, you're mostly dealing with carbon chains, right? That's why we have them stuffs, them wool, and then I know cyclo, penta, and whatever. The point is, the reason why organic is so annoying, as you get advanced with organic, it's just random reactions. Yeah, the reason why organic is so annoying is that at some point you're gonna run out of the small molecules, and then you'll have to move on the big ones, the big boys, the truly big boys. And when I say big, I don't just mean like the size, the volume, I mean complexity. And when you have these really complex ones, then applying the molecular orbital theory, it's actually pretty annoying. So I wouldn't say its theory is boring, I would just say it's massive. The theory is huge. I see I'm not smart. I don't know what you mean. Chemistry ain't hard. Most of it ain't hard. Okay. How's the run doing? This is really quick. 3 frames a minute. That's incredible. 10 minutes will be done with that one. I'm thinking maybe I should also get some animations going for other videos. I had a final chemistry exam yesterday and I was so happy organic was not part of my exam. I get that sentiment. Chemistry is not hard, I'm dumb. No, chemistry is not hard, it's just that people who teach chemistry make it seem hard. I think you're obviously in the big molecules thing. It's more about complex mechanisms that evolve atoms than... Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean big as in volume or as in length. I mean big as in complex. Few atoms at a time. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Just... For me, like a carbon chain, which is just... I can localize to a couple of atoms is usually fine. You can ignore the rest of the molecule. The fact, I mean, I get the usually. The reason why you have to say usually over there is actually really interesting. Wait, I've never actually. Hold on. Oh, I never thought about it. How do the other atoms? Wait, can the molecular orbital theory account for other atoms which are not directly participating in the bond? As in, you know. I don't think I explained well. Let me retry. As in, what I mean is like, every atom in the molecule. So even those that aren't, now it's really cool. Wait, how? Tell me how anti-bonding molecular orbitals work if the basic definition of covalent bonding is sharing of orbital spaces. Flame, if you want to join the stream to explain it, I would be glad to explain it because it was love at first sight with molecular orbital theory. It's phenomenal. Fire energy. Sahit, how good are you at maths? How confident do you feel when it comes to maths? Does it good nose? No. Sahit, how confident do you feel when it comes to maths? That's the first thing we have to establish. Because there is... I don't know, I'll just let Flame handle this actually. So, Oh, I have one fun thing which we could do today, or... Oh, hold on, my taskbar is broken again, festive. Thank you, Windows. Thank you so much for breaking my taskbar every 5 minutes. Oh, how boring would this stream be? There we go. Because they are so fixed temporarily before we break again. Okay. So another thing. Another thing we'll unrate today will be some electrons. Oh, that's where I stopped rendering? That's such a dumb spot, actually. Oh, this is a boring render done. Bye guys, buy the Corn Hub, it's a great nickname. Okay, 600 or 700 actually. Oh, the render times are really killing me. Okay, scale, location, rotation. Right here, we're just going to right here will be with bounce. Let's see how it looks. Sick. Phenomenal. 7. Neat. Done. Make it. You should try doing ASMR. You have a really soothing voice. I don't really have a very soothing voice. I'm just... This is just a very chill stream. The lo-fi in the background. Set the vibe. Hi there, I'm awesome. Good to go by. Bye there, Ezra, and good luck. Well then, that's the second animation we've set up. This one should be done any second now. There's a lot of text. That's why we need the blur, because otherwise... No, the blur doesn't help. It's not not powerful enough. But yeah. Then in the script we have in the script right here we have, I said right here, there we go. The gravity can move it up this time, the gravity wants to pull it down. We call it potential because there isn't really any physical representation for it. I mean, the ball isn't heavier, isn't glowing, isn't moving faster or at all, in fact. It's just there, chilling. But we let go, it falls. That's potential energy. It doesn't always have to be height. Potential just means potential to release energy. That's gonna be the next... Well, for that we're just gonna add an arrow. Hide the call. Let's make it, 'tis me. I'm just gonna add an arrow. Should be simple enough. 4 more frames. I couldn't help but notice that the time per frame is going up. Is it going to take hours yet again to render all of them? That's gonna be fun. Oh boy. Do not get it. Nodes are physical spaces where electrons are absent. If you take... There are spaces in it. So I get that you're asking a question, but it sounds like... It sounds like you're correcting flame, which I think is pretty funny. How are electrons getting shared? I don't really understand which bit you're confused about, because it feels like you're Zahid, it feels like you're approaching a molecular orbital theory at a very weird angle. Imagine if someone was trying to explain to you how... Oh my goodness, wouldn't even be a good analogy. Imagine if someone was trying to explain to you why you can open doors and was starting with, like, I don't know, physical properties of different bondings. Like, it's a very weird way to approach molecular orbital theory. So I just you need to clarify which part confuses you. Okay, right here. Now, I feel like just narrow appearing would be quicker, so that's why we're gonna do it. It would look better if it was just slowly appearing, but we don't have the render time for this. We do not have the render time. No Gen Alpha, yeah. No, it should slowly appear. Damn it. It's gonna take me so much time to render this. Fine. What color does the gravity have? Well, what color would the force of gravity have? The correct answer is reddish. Here we go. And now we need 100. There we go. That's 70 frames. That's half an hour of render time. Why am I like this? Well, to be fair, we can do some animation. Oh, why am I like this? That's half an hour of rendering. Damn it. Make lower quality videos. I'd say black. Oh, but it has to glow. Forces glow. Everyone knows this. My taskbar broke again. That's cool. There we go. Manim. Festive. Let's create a new file. Let's call it... I don't know. Videos.py. Look at that. Phenomenal. And now we're going to import absolutely everything. And then we're gonna call this Forces. Sick. Let's time to manimate everyone. I am pretty fucking confused in... Whoa! Casually dropping the F words. This is a family friendly channel. Unable molecular orbitals and... Is helium-2 to the negative first possible? I don't even know what that means. Helium-2 to the negative... You mean... Oh, is that helium with negative charge? Is that possible? A helium... Mickey, which YouTube channel do you recommend for learning? Chemistry, maths, Wait. Maths... Physics? As in all of them? Oof, I don't know a single recommendation for all of them. My channel. That's what I would pick. Hold on, I need to reset my taskbar yet again. Okay. So, I recommend make it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that many channels that focus on all of these. If you want just maths, I mean, free blue and brown, that's obvious. Chemistry, I don't actually know all that many channels for learning chemistry because chemistry is really broad. You would need to be a bit more specific. Electrochemistry, my friend Harry, I love Harry, but that's for practical electrochemistry, for example. I believe that's the best channel. What other kinds of organic chemistry? No idea. I actually haven't seen that many videos about theoretical organic chemistry. I have seen a lot of practical. Experiment. Sahid, listen, you're not really making clear which part confuses you. You need to really specify. Insight into Mathematics is a really good channel for overall math. Insight into Mathematics, you say? Let's see. Insight into Mathematics. Oh! How good are we talking? But, dude, that's he just like me for real. So that's my most popular video on the channel. Okay. That's very specific. Everyone knows Freeborn Brown. Yeah, because Freeborn Brown is, you know, the math YouTuber. On YouTube, you don't really have anyone else who... Freeborn Brown is the YouTuber when it comes to mathematics. You don't get better when it comes to math explanations than Freeborn Brown. What was I doing? Oh yeah, right. Animations. Hold on, I need to open my scripts for other videos. There we go. And right here we will have another video, which is... There we go. We're gonna start with initial math text. I haven't done manim in a while, and my keyboard is extra loud. Gee whiz. I don't think I need to add those sounds. Scale. You get some nice ASMR. Fucking anti-bonding molecular overdose confuses me. Okay, bro. F words is no word here. Yeah, I don't know why you're dropping so many F words, Sahid. Are you going too far? Don't worry, make it gotcha. So, Sahid, this is just for you explanation. You're welcome. When you have two hydrogen atoms, right? Hydrogen gas. Two of them suckers bonded together. The question is, why do they bond? And that's a phenomenal question. We have first hydrogen with an orbital like this, and then we have the second hydrogen with an orbital like this, and then each of them has an electron. Okay? Now when they bond, what happens is that these two electrons come together, and they can either be in phase or out of phase. What does that mean? Are you familiar with the wave function? I've made a couple of videos about it. Wave function is basically describes the sort of way to describe, let's just say, position for now. Properties technically, but in practice, let's just say position. So it basically, when you have position in one line where the particle can be, it gives you a function describing the probability of finding the particle in any given spot. This will be the psi function of the first hydrogen, and let's just say that the psi function of the second hydrogen will look like this. So you can see one hydrogen is on the left, one hydrogen is on the right. Now, when they are in phase, what that means is that we just add both of these together. And so we end up with something which would look like this. Well, I drew them a bit wrong, it should be more like this. But this is what you end up with. So the electrons from both hydrogens end up having a high probability of being in the middle. That's why they bond, and that's why sigma bonds look like this. So when these two orbitals come together, this is not meant to be a 1, by the way, this is meant to be an arrow. It's going like... So when these two come together, they create a new orbital right here with lower energy. This is the new orbital. This is the new orbital. And both electrons fall right in there because they like the idea of not having energy. However, when you create this orbital with less energy, you also create another orbital with more energy. What would that orbital look like? Well, this is these two functions being in phase, but what out of phase would mean is that one of them would look like this, and the other one would look like this. The other one is all of a sudden negative, and if you add them together, what you actually end up with is something would look more like this. And if you take the square of these, because that's how you get probability, what you will find is that on the left you end up with this sort of function, very similar, and on the right you end up with something crazy, basically two spikes like these. And right here what you will find is that whilst right here electrons have a highest probability of being in between the two atoms, right here electrons actually have 0 probability of being in between. Like right in the middle, I do believe that's what the nodes are, right in the middle it's basically 0 probability, which means it is impossible for the electron being right there, which basically means it would look more like... Well, that's a bit harder to draw because I'm drawing them in 2 dimensions from 1 dimension, but basically sort of this. This is kind of starting to look more like the field, but it's kind of... They basically look like they're repelling each other. And this is basically the anti-bonding orbital. So you can see that the bonding orbital, right, the one at the bottom, bonding orbital brings them in together. The anti-bonding orbital pushes them apart. And that's why hydrogen bonds. But helium, on the other hand, is different because helium has 2 electrons, which basically means so these electrons would go right here, filling the bonding orbital, but these electrons would go right here, filling in the anti-bonding orbital. And all of a sudden we have the problem. This orbital is bringing them together, this orbital is pushing them apart. There we go. Bonding, anti-bonding. Making me proud right now is probably the... It brings a tear to my eye. I do believe I should... I don't want to make a whole separate video about this, but I will mention this theory in a lot of different videos and re-explain it over and over and over again, just because I really feel like more people should know about this. This is phenomenal. And basically, this is a sigma bond, like this. This is what a sigma bond looks like. When it comes to the pi bond, it's a bit different because with the pi bond we're... Oh boy, how to explain this? Wait, would it be 2 or 3 orbitals going in? With pi bond, they basically, the distance right here, this distance gets smaller as you go on further and further. So for example, sigma bond is the strongest because this difference in energy is the biggest, which means you need the most energy to break the sigma bond. With pi bond, it is a bit more complex, but the reason why it's weaker is because these two are closer together, so you need less energy to break it over. I love molecular orbital theory. I really do like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Pi bond is still 2 orbitals. Yeah, okay, so it's just closer together. Wait, am I right in this actually? Like energy wise, it's closer together, so you need less energy to break it. The gap is smaller because of unreliability. Okay, yeah. For a second I thought there was misinformation spreading again. Sick. That could be a fun thing to do right now, actually. We could make a segment for that video just explaining the molecular orbital theory. Because there's actually 2 ways to think about it. The physical way and the chemical way. I think both are cool. And the fact they tie in together. Wait, therefore the BO bonding motor orbital. Just call it bonding and anti-bonding. It's because actual anti-bonding pushes the space and is anti-bonding. It never wanted to share. Thank you, make it. I am glad to help. I love the molecular orbital theory. And that's how inorganic chemistry should be explained. I know this can still be applied to organic chemistry, but people who want to pursue organic chemistry don't really care that much about the quantum mechanical explanations of it. But I do believe that's how inorganic chemistry should be explained. Because inorganic is more like general chemistry, and organic chemistry is more like biochemistry light. I always thought that it's helping in bonding, but it's having no. It's not helping. Yeah, well, it's technically not pushing them away, but it has the same effect as pushing them away. Okay, well, oof. Putting electrons in the underbonding orbital weakens the bond. That's why it's called underbonding. Actually, in the video about electrons, when I mentioned the anti-bonding orbital, I'm like, yeah, and the anti-bonding orbitals, guess what that orbital does? It's in the name, anti-bonding. It reduces bonding. How's the other render doing? It's doing its thing, slowly but surely. Ooh, actually, when it comes to the electron video, me and my dad anti-bonding. Anyways, good night. Hi there, hungry. Wait. My dad's retired in fishing village in Mexico. That sounds like a pretty cool retirement. I'm a bit hungry. I have vitamins. That's gonna get me going. I finally bought milk yesterday. I don't know why. It took me 3 days to just buy milk, but I finally went out and bought milk, and I have 2 full coffee cups near my desk. Oh, I missed this. Can you all believe that like a liter of milk is just worth $1? That's a phenomenal price. Oh, lovely. All right. I'm thinking how to be productive, because for some reason manim is really pushing me. I want to finish one video at least. And not even this, I want to finish at least one video the next 2 or 3 days. At least one, because I have a lot of videos going. I have a lot, and I mean a lot of videos which are almost done. This video, for example, this is more than halfway done. This is around 70 to 80% done. And I have a lot of videos like these. It's just that I haven't uploaded anything in a while. It's really demoralizing. I need to get something. I need to snap this losing streak of not making anything. 2 minutes per frame. Gee, that's no wonder I haven't done anything. That's 2 minutes per frame. Let me reset my taskbar yet again. Okay. So, make it. What do you think about dad jokes? I love them. Oh, yeah. You must be new here. I have a whole video on another channel, which is, hold on, let me find it first. That's the wrong channel. It's this one. Make It Vlogs has over 100 subscribers. That's phenomenal. I'm looking for a leg one because I feel like I exhausted all the hand ones. I mean, you know, you need to eat.
Are you joking, Make It? Oh no, you're just pulling my leg.
I mean, it's nice that, you know, we're finally going in, like, actually armed with weapons and not, you know, and not barehanded.
Yeah.
The fact that I
Yeah,
did
this
barehanded,
actually having arms gives us a leg up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we kind of in. Wait, hold on. There was no head there. Damn it.
Don't get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, you know, a helping hand's always nice. But I absolutely adore puns. I should stream with TFTA some more. I will for the 500. I do plan on inviting TFTA. I'll just do an extremely long live stream, and that's actually what's so nice. I can just do an extremely long live stream, and I don't have to bother just inviting people, because everyone will know that they can just join in, and I'll be streaming for such a long time. They'll just be able to join in, whatever. I just ranted a whole 2 minutes voice message to my friend about how things were going with this type of my about festivals. Thank you, and say flame. I am so happy to help. Oh, I know what else we can do. Oh, hold on. I got a phenomenal idea on what you can do in the meantime whilst everything is rendering. Oh yes, a great idea. You just reminded me, actually. We can make a short too. Today is gonna be a productive live stream. This is rendering even. Oh, I did it to 700, didn't I? Okay, well, this is gonna take ages to render. Wait, no, that's wrong one. This is the right one. I need to subscribe to other channels too. I should really post some more over there. Could be fun. So, why isn't water explosive? Why isn't water explosive? Take explosive hydrogen, mix it with oxygen, and wait. Oxidizing would be, what should I call it? I really don't like the name oxidizing, by the way, and the reason why I don't like it is because it works. That's why I don't like it. Like, I keep ranting about moles and, you know, how all these things don't make sense. And the reason why I don't like the word oxidizing is because it's extremely misleading, yet at the same time, completely not. I hate oxidizing because it's so... It's like it's made to piss me off, where, like, I can't even complain about it. It's really good. Maybe I want to meet you IRL when I become a surgeon. I really hope you mean in a nice way, because I hate that sounds like a threat. Just wait till I become a surgeon. Yeah, not all oxidation for oxygen. Yeah, precisely, right? But at the same time... Oh, actually, I am curious. What's your thoughts on oxidization? Because I myself complain a lot about awful names. But because for everyone else who doesn't know, oxidizing basically is related... Oh wait, was it... Reducing means reducing charge, if I do remember correctly, and oxidizing means increasing charge. Unless... I remember it was confusing. So reducing means adding electrons and oxidizing means removing? Or was it the opposite way? It's confusing. No, wait, because it's negative charge. So reducing means removing charge, so... That's why I don't like him. It buys more oxygen even though oxygen... Yeah, precisely, right? That's what I mean. Oxidation is lost electrons. Okay, yeah, okay. So, yeah, so reduction, adding more electrons, oxidation, removing electrons. But that's precisely what I'm saying. Oxidation seems like a really awful name because it seems to suggest you're just adding oxygen, which isn't true because in reality it just means loss of electrons. And so any reasonable person might be like, okay, so what do oxygen has to do with that, right? It seems completely unrelated. But if you actually check all of the oxidation reactions, almost all of them, and I mean almost with a capital A, almost all of them have oxygen. It's so hard to actually find well, there are a couple. Always thought oil rig oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. This is no, that's an awful no, that is awful. I mean, reduction is logical. A reduction is actually logical. The reason why reduction is logical is because, like, you have to remember that electrons are negative. So if you imagine electrons as -1, then if you have a 6, then reducing this 6 would mean so if you want to reduce 7 to a 6, then that would be 7 plus E, because E is -1. So that's why it's reduction. It reduces the charge, not the amount of, you know. I see a lot of oxidation without oxygen, but it's not renamed reaction. It's more like acting oxidation agents. It's actually extremely. That's the thing. I know I'm not an expert. Far from it. Really far from it. Reactions. But absolutely the majority. So here's the thing. You reduce the oxidation number. Wait. Wasn't that just this? I mean, okay. Naming conventions in chemistry, I am against them on principle at this point. But the thing is, because here's the thing, awful names aren't the problem for experts. For experts, awful names aren't the problem. The reason why I don't like awful names is because they scare new people away. So when you have when you set electrons as negative charge, for example, then experts won't really mind. They're still gonna use the electrons the exact same way. But the new people will hate it because it's unintuitive, it's confusing. And the thing with oxidation is that it is an awful name, but all of the reactions, all of the different reactions that new people are exposed to do contain oxygen. Oxidation just means oxidizing with oxygen. So the name is extremely confusing, but it doesn't really hurt. That's what I find so bizarre about oxidation. Wait, take this explosive hydrogen, mix it with what? Oxidizing oxygen? That's a dumb way to put it. Mix it with... Oh, what can I call oxygen in a clickbaity manner? Because technically you need oxygen for oxidation, but... Oxidizes, yeah, so oxidizing oxygen, I guess. Oxidizing oxygen. You get something that's used to extinguish flames. Why is that? That's a question I actually had as a kid. And what's really funny, I only learned about it recently. I have a friend, and basically known each other for quite a while, and as a kid we were actually talking. I remember that conversation, such a random conversation to remember. I remember us talking about, like, why isn't water explosive? We were like, okay, hydrogen is explosive and oxygen is oxidizing, so water should be hyper explosive, right? Should be extremely explosive. And I remembered this conversation as just going, oh yeah, it's probably because, like, water turns into vapor and it extinguishes the flame, whatever. But what I only learned recently is that my friend actually remembered that conversation, and back when I was a kid I answered that water is what you get when you explode something. And that baffled me, because on complete accident I actually got the answer right. That's why water is an explosive. It's the product. The bond is already low energy. This order from chaos. Is that really? Why? That's odd pick. Very odd pick. For me, the sexist words. I need to think. I mean, it does stick with me. I really like. I wouldn't say it's the sexiest, but I would say I really like it. What Tefta really often says. is basically, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I really like that saying. It's a phenomenal saying, in my opinion. I must have something. Two things can react to each other, they're always bound together. Yeah, precisely. That will be the point of this short. So basically, the point of this short will be, it's not really hydrogen that's explosive, it's the bond between two hydrogens that's explosive. And so, actually no, yeah, let's go. Well, the answer is simple. Actually, first let's ask a question of why is hydrogen explosive? And the answer is, it isn't. It has a lot of chemical energy, but chemical energy is just the energy of the bond between two hydrogens, not the hydrogens themselves. Oh, this is actually very simple. I really want to tie it in to molecular orbital theory, but shorts can only be 1 minute long. Damn it. And isn't the child want to build a missile in my basement together? I actually thought about it. I thought about, for one of the Make It Builds a Weapon episodes, I honestly thought about building a rocket. A missile. But in order to build it, it would be so expensive. So unimaginably expensive to build a rocket. Because it sounds really fun, I really want to do it. I really want to build a rocket, but it would be so expensive. You have to realize that every single test run you would basically be burning literal rocket fuel. But I'm gonna build a rocket. It's gonna take me a while to get the funds for it, but I don't care. Two hydrogens, not the hydrogens themselves. But this bond isn't enough, because every bond has some energy. The true reason for why it explodes is that when you mix hydrogen gas with oxygen, you have a lower energy bond available. That's the don't mean to make it, he will not enjoy your basement. I honestly, that's one thing I want to share. Like, oh hi the lamppost, hi, welcome. That's one thing I wanted to say, because look, I know that y'all are joking around, you know, trapping basements and stuff like these, but I myself really trust my audience. I really trust you. I believe y'all are much better people than you give yourselves credit for. Really often people tell me that, like, if I just did clickbait, I would get way more views, way more money. And I mean, yeah, I would, but my audience would be just either 9-year-olds or people who haven't really grown since they were 9. Hi, I want you to know that the nuke model we made in that whiteboard has your name in it too. Cool. Auction, you have lower. That's the water bond. So I really want to do the shorts looping thing where I just loop it back into it's cheesy, but I like cheesy. How are we looking on this? 677. What are we doing today? Just chill and walking. rendering animations for 2 different videos, making a short, you know. And that's why, yeah, Flame, you get it, precisely. Yeah, Flame gets it. And that's why it's cheesy. And honestly, I don't really like it when shorts look that way, but I get it. From a perspective of a creator, I get why people do it. It's fun. To be fair, I did it in videos before shorts were popular, so I can take that credit. Where I basically, oh, my information video was just a full loop actually. Make it, I trust you too. I'm not joking, by the way. I really do believe you're nice people. No, there's like, yeah, Flame is actually secretly Nile Red. That's just Flame is Nile Red's ghostwriter for all the videos. Oh, that's another thing actually. When it comes to Nile Red, I'm actually really glad that Nile Red is the topmost chemistry YouTuber. So Nile Red right now is basically, not right now, only has been for quite a while. Nile Red is basically the 3blue1brown of chemistry. So yeah. Oh, I'm not subscribed to Nile Red in this account. Whoops. There we go. But Nile Red is basically the 3blue1brown of chemistry. And one thing I'm really glad is that he deserves it. He really does. I started watching his videos right about here, so I joined in pretty late. I remember the Pepto-Bismol. I think that's when I joined in. So I joined in pretty late, but he really does deserve it. Very experimental, doesn't do theory. Yeah, but like, you can't... I mean, I feel like he doesn't do theory in videos. And I'm not too upset about that, because the reactions he does are extremely creative. And when it comes to experimental chemistry, I don't really think there is like a better way to do it. Gotta go bye side, bye. Flame of water white or Nile Red, nothing in between. So, not doing theory, I'm honestly fine with that. Chemical for explosions, fire. I do remember explosions and fire from somewhere. And fire. Oh yeah. Isn't he the Cuban guy? No, really? Whoops. So should I know. Chemical force. Yeah, that guy. Oh, chemical force. Oh, I'm sorry. Chemical force has, well, still way more views than me, but that's not completely out of range. Never seen those videos. Let's see.
Hey guys, my video about carbon monoxide shows how it burns with a bright blue flame in liquid oxygen. In this video I tried to get more bright blue, green and red colors of the flame using liquid oxygen to enhance their brightness.
I'm not seeing content on stream. That's it. That's all we get from that video. No stealing content. But yeah, the thing is, oh yeah, I now know one more thing I want to show you. Is that whilst I am a very theory oriented channel for now, because Flame, you're not a patron, but you're basically getting almost all patron perks on account of being my expert. So if any of y'all wanna be my expert, the advantages of being an unpaid intern is that you'll get almost all patron perks. That's kind of like almost getting paid $8 a month. I'm gonna send you a pic. There. I feel like that's really cool. I feel like that's a very cool picture. So the thing is, I'm a very theoretically oriented channel, but I don't think there's anything wrong with purely practical channels. I feel like they're very entertaining. And like, let's be real, most people don't really watch videos to learn. Like, people who want to watch videos to learn just already can find videos for most topics. Like, for example, if people were only learning math from my videos, I would be pointless because they could just go and watch people one round. The reason, the purpose is to educate and entertain. And whilst in practical videos you educate less and entertain more, there is still nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, so right now I am a very theory-oriented channel, but we're slowly shifting to a both theory and practical. Is what viewers find the coolest anyway. Precisely. Do not let make it cook in the chemistry lab. I actually don't call it cooking, I call it brewing. And that's actually a real thing. I don't know why, but I genuinely unironically call it brewing. Nah, if we let him cook, he's gonna make meth. I would never make meth. I might make amphetamines. Under a legal guidance after I get a permit. Obviously. I would never break the law. Wow, that's crazy. Well, never say never, I suppose. I mean, what? No, that's so bad. Yes, either theory or either practical. I want to bind two together. So my most recent video, the sulfuric acid one? Remember that awful, god-awful shit video I made? Which I hate. It's really bad. It's really bad, but we're gonna get a sequel to it in 2 or 3 more days. In 2 or 3 days, I will have finished a sequel to the sulfuric acid video. I just need to do the chemistry first. Well, I did half of the chemistry. Now I need to do the other half. Which I might actually do today. I really surprised the bonding video got so few views. Flame, my channel is dead. It's actually a lot of views. 2,000 is a lot. It's just that the addition to quantum mechanics video gives an illusion that my channel is larger than it actually is. Yeah, 3 days to go. Yeah, something around 3 days. I could actually do the calculations for how long it's gonna take. And I will, in a bit. After the stream. I don't want to do it on stream because that would be spoilers. What do you mean in comparison to your other recent videos? I made the bonding videos in 2 days. In 2 days. Not figurative 2 days, literal 2 days. I released this video. I wasn't satisfied with bonds, and in 2 days I made this one. Oh boy, it's been a month since the chemistry one. Jeez, I should really do something with my life. Well, I'm working a lot of videos. I want to upload something. I'm so blue-balled. The channel isn't dead. Yeah, it really isn't. I did misspoke. I'm sorry for that. It really isn't. It's very real life. It's just that the addition quantum mechanics video makes it seem as if my channel is larger than it actually is. All we need is just one more video. I sound like a gambling addict. You are a wizard to make it. I wanna be. I will be. None of y'all will have the power to stop me from becoming a wizard. Like, I thought the bonding video was way better than the sulfuric acid video. Maybe that's me. No. You are correct. The sulfuric acid video sucked. Don't worry. Next one will be much better. That's kind of the force that's pushing me forward right now. The fact that sulfuric acid video sucked so much ass that I just feel bad for it being on YouTube without the sequel. How you expect me to respond to that lamppost? I'm looking on the renders. Done. Festive. So what's next for this? Well, next for this we have... I'm just genuinely feeling bad and I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what to do, make videos, but I am trying really my hardest to make videos at this point, and it's gonna take me another 2 or 3 days. I don't know how I'm gonna survive these 2 or 3 days. I haven't uploaded anything in 2 weeks. I feel bad. All I have is streams. What questions do you have about magnetism, by the way? Everything. I don't know nothing about that magnetism. Flame. When it comes to magnetism, I know nothing. I need a full course. And by full course, I mean, you know, just us chatting about it for 2 minutes. 2 hours, sorry. I don't make it deep down, you wanna see me say it. Here's the thing, I actually don't enjoy the whole submissive bit. I really don't like it. Take some rest too. Well, if I take some rest, then it will take me even longer to make these videos and I'll feel even worse. I tried that. I tried the resting yesterday. I was still rendering animations in the background because, you know, might as well, it just takes time. But I tried resting yesterday, it didn't work. I still feel awful. The thing is, I'm not tired. I just feel bad for delayed gratification, basically. Delayed gratification is when you work for a really long time and then you instantly get your gratification because it's delayed. So for example, when you're... It's basically all of creative works work this way. So when you're writing a book, for example, right? Then you're going to... you make like a timeline of... if the green one would be how much you spend your time working, then you would just work on the book and then the book would be finished. And the red one would be how much you profit from that book. And because of that, the red one would basically be flat until you publish the thing. So that's delayed gratification, right? You only get reward after you did all the work, which is different from something like, you know, being employed. Because when you are employed, then you're working on stuff, right? You're working on them and then you just get paid no matter what. The project could just completely fail, it could not be released, anything, you're still gonna get paid. That's you know, the upsides and downsides of being employed. And in my case, I'm just feeling really bad. I don't care about the money. That video is still gonna get me, I don't know, $3 maybe. It's just that I haven't uploaded anything and I feel bad. I like the feedback. I like the comments. I read all of them. I had almost all of them. I had so many comments that some people think I just have a bot to do it for me. Like every now and then I get comments like, I'm not sure if you're gonna read this or if you just have a bot that's hearting them. But I do read them. All of them. And every single heart, I did it myself. Every single heart was me reading the comment and clicking it. I love feedback. I enjoy your videos no matter if it's delayed. No, take some rest too. I know you enjoy my videos. I'm really glad. Well, apart from the Supercast one, that one sucked. I really don't like the Supercast video. But I know you enjoy your videos. It's just that I'm not releasing any videos, so I should release some videos. That's what I have to do. And that's actually why we're here today on this stream, to, you know, to work on more videos. How... The book I'm writing for my girl, it's almost finished. That's amazing. Don't make it, by the way. I know, I just don't really like the submissive thing. I don't like feeling out of control. I'm good at accepting the fact that something's out of my control, but I don't like feeling out of voluntarily feeling out of control. Not a huge fan of that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I get that some people could enjoy, but not my thing. I didn't learn more about calculus and quantum mechanics vid than my semester in math. Then I'm really glad it helped. And I have some more specific, more in detail videos about quantum mechanics if you want. Both about the math for it and the quantum mechanics itself. So if you like that video, because I myself didn't all that much, but if you like that video, then may I recommend the series for what it's worth, which is going from math to quantum mechanics, from quantum mechanics to chemistry, and from chemistry to electricity. I'm working on the electricity video. But I'm really glad you enjoyed, and I will keep on making videos. Like, in fact, that's quite literally what we're doing right now on this stream. That's so sweet. That is really sweet. I love love. That's amazing. Make it. What's your qualifications? I'm a 3D artist. I have mostly 2 qualifications. First of all, I'm a 3D artist, and second of all, I'm really good at pretending like I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't have any. And that's actually kind of the point of my channel. You don't need qualifications in order to understand things. Like quantum mechanics, yes, quantum mechanics is difficult, but it's not any more difficult than any other field. The basics are basic. The advanced thing is advanced, but that's in every field. The advanced parts of... that was like considered a very simple field. I don't know, the point is programming is easy, quantum mechanics is easy, chemistry is easy, electrochemistry is easy, quantum chemistry is easy, general chemistry is easy, organic chemistry is easy, although I haven't gotten that one yet. Okay, potential. The graphic wants to pull down. We call it potential because there isn't really any physical representation for it. I mean, the ball isn't heavier, isn't glowing, isn't moving faster at all. In fact, we're gonna do these in Premiere with text because I'm just trying to desperately save on render time right now. It's just there, chilling. But if we let go, it falls. And right here, what we're basically going to do is we're just going to do a falling animation for 80 frames, because once again I'm trying to save on render time. This is taking a really long time to render. We're going to parent the arrow, and then we're going to location rotation. This actually, no, I should do a bit more. This is 4 seconds. Make it because I went to check on her. Listen, if I was a price, pay it. I would say that's gonna be fine. Hold on, this is supposed to be... It's not... It's very chill stream, meant to be, at least. Hold on, how am I trying to set this up? This way, there we go. I'm sorry, I'm trying to focus on 2 different things at the same time. This should bounce too. Let's see how it looks. No, it has to start shrinking, right? I should do it with geometry nodes. Warning, hide about simple. Are you still scared of AGI? Always, because AGI is terrifying. It really is. We're gonna do it with geometry nodes because setup is just annoying. Transform, geometry, scale, and then coordinate? No, wait. Bounding box, I remember correctly. That's what it... Yeah, that's okay. That's what it was. Minimum, maximum, vector. Add together and then divide by 2 just to get the average. Divide by 0, hell yeah. And now we do scale, everything is gonna break. Festive. And that's because... Actually, good question, why is everything gonna break? Huh. What about transformation? Okay, so the bounding box is wrong. Make his qualification is my cutie, but he yaps about everything we say, loves his audience, he's hired. I do love my audience, because my audience... Okay, first of all, my audience, that is incredibly impersonal. Yours are amazing. Ah, there we go. I really am glad with... about yours part, but I agree with everything else. Yeah. Lamppost, you're just stealing me away. What am I doing wrong? Bounding box, minimum, maximum. I'm doing something wrong. How can I get the coordinate of this? Can't have that. How can I get the coordinate of the arrow? Phenomenal question. So, my voice really is different when I'm chill. Actually, that's a good question. This is the first time I actually caught your stream. Well, normally they look actually way different. Normally I'm way more energetic, and I was quite literally about to ask everyone if they prefer me like this or the more energetic way. But yeah, this is how travel checkups go. All right. The most recent stream is a bit different from Rich, and so I'd like to get your opinion. What should I do more often? It feels like an ASMR video. Yeah, my voice changes when I'm... I don't know what to call it. Noir? No, it's not noir. It's... Groggy isn't the right word either. I don't really quite exactly know what to call it, but basically when I'm low on energy. We prefer you in your lower energy state so you won't get tired. Yeah, I do like these chill streams. It's fun. I can just walk in the background. It is festive. Low energy chill stream. High energy jokes. Jokes and bits. Lot of screaming. Or doesn't matter. Post. Alrighty then. Blender is bonding orbital rather than antibonding. That's such. Oh, I love that. Okay, Blender get position in geometry nodes. I should get a different keyboard though, because it's really loud. Highly unstable and cute. If I was an atom, I would be cute. Would you still teach me if I was an atom? Object info. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Object info. Oh, why am I such a big dum-dum? Separate. There we go. And then we just do X, Y, Z. We just do Z. And this didn't work. Why didn't it work? Phenomenal question. It's because original or relative? Relative to the floor. There we go. And then what's the current scale? Okay, the current scale is this. So math. There we go. Scale. Oof, no, that's way wrong. That is so way wrong. How do I even fix it? Would you still teach me if you were an atom? I would, absolutely. How do I fix this? It's negative to positive. How did it flip? It's odd. I'm such an idiot. Wowza. Wait, no, it still flipped. What? Huh? That's... I'm doing plain, okay. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Oh my goodness, that's... Okay, so right here we should have negative. Okay, so this scale is on top, which means -1 should be enough. What's the height like? It's probably because of the height, isn't it? Nope, it's not. Okay, so... Chat TV. Hi, the Kuan! Hi, welcome! I'm sipping a bit too much coffee. Ah, hold on, y'alls. I need to go. Coffee is going right through me. Give me 20 seconds. I told ya. Give me a second. I just need to sit down. I'm curious to hear Quant's theory. Have you all ever seen... huh. Have you ever seen Make It Successfully do a captcha? We don't have to dwell on that for too long. It's not important, okay? It's like, you know, we don't have to. We don't have to, okay? Think about that too hard. Let's join strings, I mean join geometry, of course. There we go. And right now we should have a display of text. Precisely, if we add more decimals, we get more decimals from it. So right here we have our text, which tells us the exact number we're getting out. Although we will move it a bit. Just that will be more visible. Okay, so now right now we get 12. What we want to get instead is 1, which means what we want to do is we just want to divide the whole thing by this number. And yes, it is not the dumbest way. I mean, it is the dumbest way to do it, possibly, but... Wait, this is negative. So we just want 12.360 65 57 84 6069. Nice. 335 9375. Actually at the front negative, and then right here this, and this gives us a 1 festive. And now if we plug into the scale, we get this. And now if we let the animation go, nothing changes. That's not great. Okay, so that's because it was the x coordinate. Why didn't you all tell me? No. -1. Okay, now we need to divide by this number. So negative G's. 6, 9. So what are you making right now? Just an animation for a video. This is supposed to represent potential energy, and for some reason I just think that it would look nice if the arrow was getting smaller as it goes down, and because of that we're just actually spending a lot of time just, you know, making the arrow get smaller as it goes down, like this. No, it isn't actually great. And that's because... So what I actually want is I actually want the arrow to... Oh, this is gonna be so complex for absolutely no reason. I just did a keyframe right now, actually. That's so dumb. That's so unbelievably dumb. We will make it. We will. Make it as shite to tell us. I know Blender, but like the inverse value of the speed matches the size of the arrow. Well, first, there's no speed. First problem. We're actually doing each one for a frame, and so we don't actually have the speed, we only have the position. Second of all, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm just going to have the arrow disappear somehow, because I just realized that there is a way to do it, but it would be really annoying. So instead I'm just gonna give up. The way to do it would be for us to basically keep the arrow constant size until it reaches this, and then we would need to basically get the size difference. Actually, no, wait, the size of the whole thing we have right here is 1, which means, oh, this might actually be really dumb. Let's do it. 0.5 on each, because it will be mathematically easier to do. Okay, so here's what we can do. I like how everyone thinks Mick is a ooh, girly boy. I mean, I see the appeal. Oh, I beg to differ actually. I am all for the idea that you can call the manliest men cuties patooties. I'm not manly. I don't want people to get that idea either. I am really far from being manly. I just don't like the whole submissive bit. Duh. Make it. Do you have? Oh wait. Do you have a live stream schedule? No, schedule. No, I do not. I should get one, and I might get one soon. So far, I really don't. Mainly because we have a lot of people watching from different time zones, and in order for everyone to have a chance, I basically need to switch up the times of the streams without wrecking my sleep schedule too much. It's just the fact though. I don't really exactly even know where this came from. I think the only place it came from is because someone just started calling me a femboy, and couple other people thought it was funny. I think that's where it came from. I am not sure where it actually came from. I know where a lot of bits came from, like for example crabs. I know where crabs came from. That's my own bit, so. The only person starts because of me. Oh no. People have been calling me a femboy right from the very beginning of the Addition to Quantum Mechanics video. It's been an ongoing thing. Should I spend more time just to make this arrow? No, it's pointless. Why am I doing this? Yeah, I'm spending time on something which isn't gonna matter in the end. If I get one thing for song, could make the kitty out of your rich, because I'll be saying it. It's 8 PM here in Philippines right now, though. Yeah, right now we're streaming more of a... I have no clue. I'm just streaming at different times, so that different people have a chance to join in. Actually, it was really well established. Yeah, it's actually been going for a really long... From the very beginning of Addition to Quantum Mechanics video. So, you know, when Addition to Quantum Mechanics video blew up, ever since then, that's basically where the bit started. Wait, Quant, isn't it really early right now for you? What are you doing on the stream? How bizarre. Flame actually responded. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. I think it's going like 10. That is fair. Okay, that's actually a pretty fair reason. Oh yeah, it's a work week. I'm unemployed. Well, I'm a freelancer. What's the difference? Am I right? Up top, fellow conservatives, liberals. I don't do politics. Okay, so this is rendering, this is rendering, this no important anymore. Oh my goodness gracious me, I'm so slow. What's happened? Hi, the Flame.
Hi. Did you want me to explain like a bit of magnetism?
Hold on, let me just fix the stream.
Yeah, no worries.
Because music might be really loud right now. There we go, and there we go. Okay. So yeah, I have no idea how magnetism works at all. I don't know.
I mean, you actually do already know a bit because you know
Spin?
spins.
I don't
So
know.
you know
I
more than-
knew
more
you
than
would
most
say that
people.
because I remember from a conversation. And if spins is all I know about magnetism, then I know nothing.
Well, yeah.
All I know about spin is that it exists. That's it. Like technically, the forbidden, that you can't go from one spin to another for no reason, but you can actually with bonding. I don't. You know what? Never mind. I'm burying myself deeper. What do you know about magnetism?
Yeah. I mean, I know a fair bit. I'm not like a super expert, but like it's been part of my course, so I can pull up
Well,
a lecture slide.
I know nothing, so any help would be appreciated.
Okay. Let me pull something up.
Wait, is my post of me being coy really the most liked post? There is no way. 106 likes. Even more than the Hope. No, Hope posting one has way more. One of you most like it really is.
So magnetism is about like it's basically just the alignment of spins.
Okay.
Can you see my screen share?
Yeah, I'm putting it on stream right now.
Okay.
There we go.
So basically, when you have an electron that has a spin,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like angular momentum, and the electron has a charge, it just makes a magnetic field. So that's what this like bit up here is basically saying.
Okay, so
And
yeah.
so that's like the fundamental like magnetism is each electron acts like a tiny magnet, basically.
Okay, so it's kind of like for an electron, charge is sort of like the thing that's causing like the reason behind magnetism, but spin is the thing that's actually. Okay, my goodness, this is awful. I forgot how
I mean,
much
it's kind of just the spin and the charge together make magnetism.
Okay.
That's what this says here. Like
Okay,
the spin and the charge just gives it a magnetic moment. And there's equations for this. It doesn't really matter. And this is that all that EPR stuff I talked about. That's what it is. Like it's each electron has a magnetic moment, and we put a magnetic field on it, and the energy of each of those states changes, and we measure it. So, in terms of like bulk properties, there's different types of materials, right? Because essentially some materials, some atoms will have unpaired electrons and some won't. And most things like naturally have paired electrons, so they're all paired up, and so that's like you and me. And so you would think, oh well, normal things aren't magnetic, but they actually are kind of magnetic. Most like organic things, we're all it's all, we call it diamagnetism, which is this one here, and this slide doesn't really show it, but maybe I can probably draw it somewhere. Yeah, I'll draw something up. Hang on.
Okay, so I actually know shockingly little about magnetism in comparison to my electrons knowledge.
Well, it's a bit of a weird topic because it's not super important to other chemistry, but it's like a thing that comes about from some chemistry theory.
mean, the spin, I can already tell won't be fun for me.
So if we have some atom that's got like, I don't know, 3 orbitals and it's got some electrons, this is like a completely random atom. If we had something like this, right, you can see that overall we have a spin half on this atom.
Yes. Because the
Whereas
first
if
two cancel out, second two cancel out, and then the
Yeah.
third one. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas if we had something like this, it would be spin 0. There's no spin because it all cancels out. And this is the kind of thing we have with diamagnets, so diamagnetic atoms and molecules. And what it means is that you look at this and you're like, well, yeah, normal things aren't magnetic because they don't have a net spin, right? What actually happens is when you put a magnetic field, yeah, I know it's always
Yeah.
like you think this, and what actually happens is if you put a magnetic field on it, B is our, just represents our magnetic field. Don't ask why. You put a magnetic field on this, it actually slightly magnetizes, and the net magnetic field of this goes like that. And I think the way it works is if you think of all these individual electrons, some of them are aligned. So some of these electrons are pointing like that, and the other ones are pointing like that, and they cancel out, right, normally. But when you put this field on, due to physics, which I think it's to do with, what's it? Is it eddy currents? So I can't quite remember my physics from school, but when you put a field on this one coming this way gets bigger, and this one gets smaller. And so you actually end up with a very, very slight net field of this. And so, obviously, if this is pointing the opposite way to this, then that means it's repelling. And so actually, most normal, like, organic things slightly repel magnets, but it's really, really slight. But you can actually test it, like, if you put, like, I don't know, a mouse on I'm trying to think, I've seen a video.
Do I even...
They had, like, a really long stick and a mouse on one end, and they put a magnet near it, and it slowly pushed the stick. It was really cool.
Do I even need to, like, mention how this just doesn't... It's been... I don't...
It's it's a
Isn't
lot.
whole
It's
spin
like
again.
yeah, it's all spin.
Like,
magnetism
the reason,
comes from spin.
The reason why I'm gonna be learning magnets is just because I wanna explain how they work. So I'm literally just learning to provide a better explanation. But it just isn't gonna help.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this isn't magnets. So the thing is, when we think of magnets, we think of one specific type of thing. We think of ferromagnetism. That's what we're thinking of. But most things are diamagnetic or paramagnetic. And when we think of magnets, we're thinking of a ferromagnet interacting with a paramagnet. And we don't care about diamagnets. So I'm showing you diamagnetism. Sorry?
Okay. No, for a second I thought you were pointing out, like, the presentation.
What do you mean?
No, for a second I thought you forgot to switch the stream from
Oh,
drawing to...
no.
It's
But
fine.
I will get back to it.
I just want you to understand that I'm not blaming you for this. I'm blaming spin.
No, I mean, yeah, okay. I jumped into diamagnetism, which is a lot. What people think of when they think of a magnet is they think of a ferromagnet, which is essentially a material where all the spins in it are just aligned. So if you... I need to switch back to drawing.
Okay, so it really is like charge is the magnitude and spin is the vector for the direction. Kind of.
Charge is the magnitude and spin is the vector for direction.
As in we have the
kind of,
charge.
the magnitude of the spin will affect the magnetism, I think.
Okay, so there is basically charge, which is like the magnitude of the magnetism. Then there is spin, which is like the vector for it, and spin has its own unit vector. That's my alarm to remind me to stream. And spin has its own unit vector, and also has its own magnitude.
Can you repeat that?
No, I cannot.
I need to like make sure it's correct.
So, charge is sort of like the magnitude of magnetism. Then the spin would be sort of like the vector that's pointing in direction, except it wouldn't really be like a unit vector, because unit vector would always have the magnitude of 1. But spin can have its own magnitude, which also would dictate how strong the field is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what you're basically saying is because charge doesn't have a direction, then the spin is responsible for the direction.
Yes.
Which, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah, but then that would make sense. Then that would explain like why, you know, all the spins would have to be aligned in order for you to have like a meaningful.
I mean, yeah. So when you have a magnet, so when you think of a magnet, what you're thinking of is something that has this kind of thing. So each of these arrows represents an atom, for example, and the arrow is the net spin of the atom. And so you can see the spin of all these atoms, they're all aligned.
Mm-hmm.
And so what this does is when you have something that's paramagnetic, and paramagnets are things where you have your electrons. So you know I drew this. Paramagnets are where you have an unpaired electron, and so there is a net spin on this nucleus, and that means obviously it has a net magnetic moment. But a paramagnet by itself will have all these spins kind of pointing in. I drew this arrow really badly. It will have all these spins pointing in completely random directions, right? And so overall, they all kind of cancel out. So can you picture that? Like,
yes.
Instead of all these arrows aligned, you have all these arrows pointing in random directions.
Yeah, so it's...
But when you put this magnet near it, so a paramagnet is something like a metal, for example. If you think of like I don't know, a spoon.
If you put this magnet near it, then it's gonna align all of these spins.
Yeah, it aligns all of them.
And that's why a magnet and a metal would both like attract each other, but a metal and a metal don't. Because when you have a metal and a metal, spins are just scattered randomly, but when you have a magnet and a metal, they both get aligned.
Yeah.
Okay, that's simple, actually.
So that's pretty much all it is, like in simple terms. You have your spins aligned in this, and it causes these random spins to align when you put this near it. And obviously this is temperature dependent because the alignment is related to like movement. So this depends on temperature, and that was what's on that like slide I was showing you. But the temperature dependence is a bit complicated.
Okay, so
but this is the main thing.
So magnetism, that's a really simple way to describe it, actually.
Yeah.
The spin being
it's
direction.
Quite simple. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just squint and ignore all the things that don't make sense, it actually is really simple.
And this is actually why you can magnetize things. So you know if you have like
so magnetizing is basically aligning spins.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have like a metal rod or something, and you have a magnet, and the metal rod is normally not magnetic, if you use the magnet on it and like, you know, you kind of like slide it along in the same direction for a while, you can kind of align these so that so that like overall you have more pointing one way than random. And so this becomes like slightly aligned overall, even when it's not near the magnet.
So
and
when
that's how you magnetize stuff.
When you have the arrows, the way, I mean, I'm certain mathematically it will be a bit more complex, but the way you can think about it is like just basically adding all these vectors together. As in, when you have these arrows which tell you, you know, the direction and the magnitude, so the spin and the charge, if you add them all together, that's kind of what's happening.
It's like adding them.
So if in the metal,
here they're cancelling out, and here they're adding up. And you're making like a net.
In the metal, you do have magnetism. It's just that on average, there's no net magnetism. And when you
Yes,
have a magnet,
yeah.
you do have a net magnetism, and it gets
Yeah.
especially tricky because magnetism can change how electrons spin, well, in the direction in which they spin, and because of that, if you bring something that is magnetic next to something that paramagnetic, you said.
Yeah, this is paramagnetic.
Yeah, so if you bring a magnet, which is something that's paramagnetic, then the magnet is going to align the paramagnetic thing, and because of that, the paramagnetic thing becomes magnetic.
Yeah, it induces magnetism.
I mean, as in it has net magnetic. As in
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
cancel each other out anymore.
Because it
they're
doesn't
aligned.
align like all of them perfectly, but on average it aligns them more than randomly, and so that's why it attracts.
That's actually very intuitive. I'm surprised. I don't think spin was capable of that actually.
The important thing to clarify as well is this isn't all metals, and it's not just metals. You can have like, I think oxygen is paramagnetic. Wait, I might get mixed up with paramagnetic and diamagnetic, but this isn't all metals. It's just this paramagnets are things that have unpaired electrons, and that's because in the diagram.
Because
You
if
have
they
a
had
net
all,
spin.
if they all had paired electrons, then they wouldn't have net.
Yeah, there would be no net spin,
and
so that
technically,
those are diamagnets.
even when there's no net spin, then there's still magnetism, but that's because of some bullshit. So I won't bother about that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care for that one.
Diamagnetism is like a weird thing where it's like diamagnetism is normal things that we think aren't magnetic. So like a block of wood, you think like, yeah, that's not magnetic, but actually if you put a magnet near it, it would very, very, very slightly push away. But we just don't really worry about it. And paramagnets are obviously normal metal things that we consider magnetic, but it's not all metals. There are metals that are diamagnetic as well. It's just to do with the electrons.
All right. I think-
That's kind of it, really. Like there's not much more to it unless you like go into all the
I mean,
temperature
I will
dependent
have
stuff,
to-
which
I
was
will
in my
have to.
exam. But yeah,
Here's another thing.
I can show you a bit. I can. Show
I
you a
will
bit.
need to. Oh, that's nothing. That's gonna be painful for me though. Another thing I'll need to research. I'll need to research how temperatures affect just the conductivity, magnetism, all these things.
Yeah.
I don't know how strongly you feel about, because I do believe I already asked about semiconductors and conductance and how it is affected by temperature.
I mean, yeah, I know it fairly well. It
Yeah,
just
because I
hasn't
know
really
it's
been
not
covered
really.
much.
Yeah, I know it's not really. What's it called? It's a bit further away from what you study.
Yeah, it feels like something we easily could have studied, and we just kind of didn't look into it much. So it might just be a thing in
yeah, 'cause
next year.
It's more electricity than. It's electrochemistry more than.
Yeah,
general.
yeah. I mean, this exam I did there is a bit of conductivity in it, but it's like one lecture, like half a lecture on it, and so it wasn't much. In terms of the temperature dependence, this is talking about. So this thing I said, where when you put a field on, the plus and the minus states change. This was all just. This is with respect to one electron, and this is the EPR stuff. And this was just saying that when you have a high temperature, on average, the states are equally occupied when you've changed the energy levels, right? So all of this is under a magnetic field, which changes the levels so that one spin state is higher energy than the other one. So the electron wants to be in the lower one, right? So this is just saying that when you have high temperature, they're kind of almost equally occupied. So this would be like room temperature. But then when you have a low temperature, there's a net
So
difference.
so the lower the temperature, the higher the electric field. As in the higher the net electric
Yeah.
field.
Yeah. The main thing we're saying here is it's called magnetic susceptibility, which I think is just. Don't know how to explain it intuitively.
It's
I mean,
spin.
yeah, I think the name kind of implies what it does. Like it's how easy it is to like magnetize
So
something.
if you have a metal,
much
you
it
can
responds to a field.
if you have a metal, it basically sticks to magnets. If you cool that metal down, it's gonna stick to them even more.
Yeah.
The asterisk,
I'm just
the
checking.
spin
No, I'm
asterisk
checking
is
because
implied.
this stuff is in the context of one electron, and the stuff I just told you is in the context of like bulk materials. And we didn't really learn much about bulk materials. I was just telling you like what I know about spin from bulk materials, but this doesn't really cover much bulk stuff.
Have we gotten to
I
electron?
mean, this is bulk because it's showing like multiple populations. Yeah. Basically, magnetic susceptibility is like how much it responds to magnetic fields. So yeah, it would be more magnetic when you have a low temperature. In this case here. And I think this is for a paramagnet. Is it? Yeah, this is a paramagnet because we're talking about a net spin here. So, yeah, these are paramagnets. And this is just stuff about the temperature dependence. Some equations. Here's the thing I've shown you before. This is just showing how when you have like a big spin magnitude, that whole thing still applies. It just occupies them differently, and this is the occupation of these is the Boltzmann distribution. How much do you know about the Boltzmann distribution?
Not much.
The Boltzmann stuff. Do we have the equation here? Yeah. The Boltzmann stuff is basically just like. It's just how much.
Temperature affects spin.
It's about the effective temperature on the occupancy of these different energy levels. And this doesn't apply to just magnetism. This applies to like everything in chemistry. That's why Boltzmann is like everywhere.
Oh my goodness! It hit me that like temperature, a single. Wow! It just hit me that like a single atom can't really have temperature. I was thinking about it all wrong. It just hit me that the reason why it affects the electrons is because of the other atoms around it. It's just more. Wow, that I'm an idiot.
What do you mean the other atoms around it?
I'm an idiot.
It's all about averaging. Yeah.
It just. For some reason, I've been talking about it for weeks, and my brain only now made connection between the average movement of atoms and like things that temperatures actually affect. Carry on. Sorry, just my brain.
I mean, yeah. So Boltzmann is everywhere. It's all stuff to do with statistical thermodynamics, where it's basically like you can't really say much about the temperature on one electron, but when you have loads of electrons, and there are different states they can occupy. So in this scenario, these are the spin states, but there's other scenarios where you have different states. When you have these electrons, it means that just on average, you always have more on the bottom and less on the top. But as you increase temperature, this spread becomes more and more even because they have the energy to go up. And that's it, really. This is some other stuff.
They have the energy to go up,
diagrams.
but hold on. This is. I am so confused still. Let's spin. No. Should we? Do we really want to do it again?
Ignore spin for this. Ignore spin.
Oh, I can't ignore
This
spin.
is a scenario.
I mean,
well,
I can...
okay, this is just a scenario where we have these states, but I can show you something that's like
No,
that's the same
just...
application of Boltzmann, but without spin.
I'm just going back to the thing like with our states, but I don't want to go through this again.
Let me see if I can find you some statistical thermodynamics, which is like I kind of didn't like the topic, but there were parts of it that were cool. I don't know how intuitive these lecture slides were.
You guys gotta go now. Have a lovely day. Bye, the butt simple. Bye. Let me check out. No, this one is done. No, this one is done too. Whoops.
There's so many equations on this.
Statistical thermodynamics, you said? Yeah. Tends to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. me see if I can find something. Okay, so these are like applications of Boltzmann distribution, and this has nothing to do with spin. So I'm like showing you that the spin stuff isn't like the Boltzmann can apply to the spin stuff, like I was showing you, but the Boltzmann stuff is very separate to the spin stuff. And so this is like this is talking about how we have different states, this probabilities, and there's a lot of I mean it's statistics, and we represent the weights, blah blah blah. Is there something that shows it? Okay, so this is an example of where we have these states, and obviously 0 here is the lowest, and this is the probability of the electron being in one of these states. And so you can see that it's like there's a distribution here between the lowest state and the highest state, and as you go up, the probability goes down. And the Boltzmann distribution basically just tells us what this curve is.
Okay.
And this also the curve depends on temperature as well. That's why we've got temperature in here.
The
But,
higher the temperature,
yeah.
the lower the curve.
Yes, because they're going to tend to occupy the lower level more, because they don't have the energy to go up to higher levels. And that's literally like that's kind of it in simple terms. This is just like a bunch of maths. Like it's.
Wait, what are the levels? What? Wait, hold on. Levels, as in which levels?
This isn't spin levels. This is I think it doesn't really matter in this case. This just says energy levels. Okay, I mean this just says energy levels.
I don't know what.
It can be like any kind of energy levels, I think.
Any, but
I mean anything where like it can occupy different levels. This applies to.
oh, that's actually one thing that kind of confused me. When we say that electron has energy, what does that mean? Because I always took it as, oh yeah, it just has energy. Trust us, bro. It just has energy. But like, is there an actual physical thing happen? So if a ball has more kinetic energy, it's moving
kind of
faster.
stability.
Potential, more possibility. If a ball has kinetic energy, then that means it's hot. I mean, thermal energy means it's hot. If it has chemical energy, that means the bonds in the ball are very high energy. Stuff like this. Does the electron have anything when it's higher energy, has higher energy level?
Not really. It's kind of just.
So it just has
I'm trying to
energy.
think.
It just basically.
Yeah, it kind of just has energy.
Okay, so
I mean, the orbitals with orbitals, it's kind of obvious because you've got the nodes and stuff, and so you can like see that one's higher energy. But like, I don't think there's any like intuitive explanation for it. It's just that it will tend to occupy the lower energy ones because it wants to.
Okay, so energy is just energy. It's basically electrons just are like a battery.
It's kind of just chemical potential energy. Like that's kind of what it is. That's pretty much it. Like the electron wants to go lower, and so it will do stuff to get into a lower energy state.
Yeah, but that's the thing. What are energy states?
We've never really worried about what the electron's actually doing with that.
So it's basically just like a battery where electron wants to not have energy, but we give it energy. Wait, what are energy states actually?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, if you give it too much energy and it's not happy with it, then it will drop down to a lower state and it will emit a photon in doing so. Or like it will release that energy as vibrational energy or thermal energy and drop back down.
Electron energy states. Energy level. I mean state. Yes. Excited ground state, so the energy electron may jump from the ground state to a higher energy excited state.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's just higher energy.
It's just as a higher energy state, mate. Pretty simple. Okay, what's the higher energy state? Well, that's what the electron gets to when it gets more energy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we've just never like we've never worried about what it's actually doing when it
It's-
does that.
It stinks of spin.
I
The
don't
same
think it- no,
exact
this
feeling.
hasn't got anything.
No,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
it's
but
the same
it's
kind of
the
thing. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
exact
thing in
same.
chemistry is we just take things to be true because we're not worried about the physics, and so it's stuff like energy levels is higher energy, or spin is a thing. It's a vector. We don't go further than that because then we're just doing physics.
Yeah, but like I'm just looking for, even for a physical
Yeah,
explanation.
I know.
It literally just said that energy state, they can have higher energy state. That's it.
Yeah.
Energy state. Okay, it is mentioned in a couple of places. All right.
I mean, an example is like vibrational modes are very, very much quantum.
Measurement of the energy is in the collapsible wave function. Result new state considered just state. Okay. But what are these states? Just out of curiosity, roughly speaking, molecular energy state is the sum of the electronic, vibrational, rotational, nuclear, and transitional components.
Yep. Yep.
So energy state is all of these, and okay, this is actually
It's
great.
saying the energy state is the sum of these different types of energy states.
Okay, but that's closer. That's closer because that at least that's specific. You have like
Yeah, I mean, we've looked at there's a lot of stuff here.
all right. First of
The
all,
vibrational one is
what-
like the coolest one.
What the fuck is electronic energy state? The only time I have seen electrical energy, it's described as basically the movement of electrons. How can you have electric energy inside of an electron? Oh, it's electronic actually. What is that? Electronic
it's a
molecular
yeah.
Hamiltonian. This is. I mean,
you're going down the rabbit hole.
I am. I do.
I don't mind it though. I'll probably learn something.
Oh, okay. Vibrational, obvious. Rotational, obvious, fine.
Okay, vibrational is when you draw those like standing waves and stuff. That's literally like what we draw for the electron.
Yeah, okay. So, vibrational, obvious, rotational, obvious, nuclear, and transitional. What are those? Wait, is that really all the
Oh, this is our Jablonski diagram.
molecular Hamiltonian? Do they expand on it, or do they just like not expand on it at all? Anything? No, I don't care about come on! You're just at this point. You're just doing it on purpose.
Let me see if I can find you some stuff. This will be physical chemistry year 1.
Buy up each buy lamppost. Buy. No, this is why. Molecular energy state is the sum of electronic, vibrational, rotational, nuclear, and transitional components. Okay, let's just look up this.
I'm actually doing like quantum mechanics stuff.
This is so dumb. May I quote you something, Flame?
Yeah.
I found the source. It's
Oh, I
phenomenal.
see some vibrational stuff.
As such, it's important to know that unlike raw vibrational transitions, electronic transitions aren't depending on the rotational or transition terms and are assumed to be separate. Therefore,
Yeah.
when using an aharmonic oscillator non-rigid rotator
Anharmonic.
approximation,
Yeah.
why do people think that quantum mechanics is confusing? Come on.
Anharmonic means just not harmonic.
Anharmonic
And,
oscillator non-rigid
Oscillator
rotator approximation.
non-rigid. Yeah, so that means it can move non-rigid. Rotator means it rotates, and yeah. So it's we just put all these big words in for no reason.
This sounds like something that you would. This sounds like a name of a machine that someone would make up in a sci-fi show. Okay,
Yeah,
when
can
is
you pass me the anharmonic
Okay.
oscillator non-rigid rotator?
approximation? Yeah, Precise. Right on it, mate. Okay. All I'm asking for is like physically, what do these different things are? I'm not asking how to use them. I'm just asking what they are. Oh, molecular body 3, my beloved, we're back. Okay.
Oh, is that showing bonding and anti-bonding? I actually haven't seen the diagram for anti-bonding. That makes sense, actually. So that like the x-axis on that was showing distance between the two atoms, the two nuclei.
This one.
Yeah. So it's showing how like as you change the distance between the nuclei, in your bonding orbital, the energy drops and you have like a valley of energy where it's at its lowest. Whereas in the anti-bonding one, the energy just goes up as you get them closer.
Huh. Oh, there we go. Sick. Oh, why is there a plus dot 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 over there? Whoa. Whoa. Hold on.
Well, it's because this just says total energy, so the energy can be of like.
Yeah, but it
There's
really
other
feels like we
things that can add
could
to
list
it.
them all, right?
Well,
How many
Yeah.
of them are there?
yeah.
Feels like a lot. Okay, so it's basically electronic plus. Why is there a dot dot yet again? No. Oh no. Why? Okay, so
I remember doing this.
degrees of freedom.
In the quantum mechanics module, we had to like actually calculate the different components and add them up, and it was not fun.
Electronic vibration rotation. I'm just trying to figure out what these are. I don't. Okay, so I believe this is once again one of these fun cases. Okay, never mind. Oh, hell yeah. Vibrations, okay. Moves energy levels to higher displacements for harmonic oscillator. Alright. Mechanics says there are discrete vibrational energy levels corresponding to specific vibrational states, wave functions. Each vibrational state has a probability. Okay, so this is basically the frequency of the wave function? Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. The vibrational stuff. We don't call it frequency in this. It's like it basically behaves like an oscillator, but it's not because it's not classical. It's quantum, and so the oscillations are like
Expand.
quantized. Yeah, they're quantized in
You
the
know what
same
it
way that like
sounds like?
standing waves are quantized.
No, you know what it sounds like to me when you mentioned the oscillator? So you see, it behaves like something spinning. It's not.
Yeah, I know.
behave.
This is how quantum mechanics works. It's just like
Okay, so hold on.
we have like classical analogies, but it doesn't work classically because it's quantum.
Vibrational states, molecular vibration. Oh, there's a whole
I'm
article.
seeing if I can find you a.
Relative to
a
each other,
slide on this.
such that the center of mass of the molecule remains unchanged. Okay, yeah, so it's basically the wave function moving. So kind of like the shape vibrating. Kind of. Right? The shape of the electron vibrating. Such that the...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because right here is described as molecular vibration is a periodic motion of the atoms of a molecule relative to each other such that the center of mass of the molecule remains unchanged. So, in order for the center of mass of the molecule to remain unchanged, with it still oscillating, the shape would have to oscillate.
Yeah.
Oh, this is from MIT. I was wondering why it's actually... Because that's a very pleasant paper. Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can find some lectures on this before.
vibrations. Okay, then you have rotation. Rotation of the object governed by angular momentum. Okay. Mechanical is quantum. Okay, okay. Translation. Oh. So translational, rotational, and vibrational. That is all kinetic. Described in more specific ways.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then that didn't answer
vibrational
none
is
of
just
my
like these vibrational modes are just from heat. Like it's just.
Yeah, so vibrational, rotational, and translational, basically, that's kinetic.
Yeah.
Described in a more specific way. What is electronic and nuclear? That's kind of what I wanted to
I mean,
figure
yeah,
out.
electronic is what you were asking about.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have your S0 and your S1, and it's like, well, what are they?
Wait, so electronic is spin?
No, it's just
I had S, I was excited.
those were just yeah.
Electronic energy, yeah, yes. Vibration, I don't care about vibrational. Vibration is simple. Well, ish.
Sorry, I said S0 and S1 because that's like an example that we use where the S does represent singlet, but like it doesn't, the spin doesn't change. It's not related to the spin.
Cambridge, help me out. What do you mean? Unsafe? Cambridge, cool. Oh, do I need to buy this? I ain't buying nothing.
Well, I might
Cambridge,
have access.
you
What is it?
bunch of
I
cheap
can access
fucks.
it through my uni. If
Okay,
you
I
send me
can-
the link,
yeah,
I can do it.
I don't know if this is the right thing though. So only do access if you have like an unlimited amount of access passes
Oh
or
yeah, I
whatever
do.
they're called. Okay, then
No,
good.
I just use my uni thing, and it just lets me in like any paper. Great.
Light matter interruption. Ooh, that's actually basic. Never mind. No, it's a bit less basic.
I hate these where you can't. There's no like easy place to view the thing. You have
Yeah,
to, like,
it's always so
download it.
annoying.
If I click save PDF or view PDF, there we go. Okay, if I send you this link, this should be the full thing.
Wait, are we
I think that will
bypassing?
give you access.
Are we bypassing Cambridge? Oh no, they knew.
Well,
they
we're
know.
not bypassing.
No, they don't.
I
let
just
me.
used my own access.
They didn't.
Okay, you don't have access.
Yeah,
so,
they
I can
know.
download it and just send you the file.
I mean, I don't know if we'll have an answer even. Actually, I'm still looking for all the Princeton. This is such a. I love how we can have like a page like
There
this
you go.
filled to the brim with equations, and then you just have like one square. Okay, this is electronic nuclear kinetic energy. Hell yeah. Okay. Kinetic energy of nuclei and electrons in field space may be written in the form of this, which is okay, not important. Introduction. Stop chapter. Well, quite an introduction. I'm just looking for a quick summary of what this is. I don't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Derivation of the momentum operator, and you're just like. I know why it's in there. I'm assuming at least. But as I have seen the XXYY thing, XY, and so on, and assuming is how you do real science. Since all particles remain a molecule relative to each other, full mechanical description of the molecule is very complicated, even when treated classically. Fortunately, the overall motion of the molecule can be broken down into various types of motion, namely transitional, rotational, vibrational, and electronic. First three are simple. What's the electronic one? To a good approximation, each of these motions can be considered on its own. The basis of the classification was established in the groundbreaking paper written by Born and Oppenheimer, just 1 year after the introduction of wave mechanics. The main objective of the paper was the separation of electronic and nuclear motions molecule. Okay, so electronic is just the movement of electrons. That's actually quite literally what I said. That would make sense.
The movement of electrons, did you say?
Yeah, because apparently, wait, but then wouldn't that mean a
I
state?
think it's you know when we do our, for example, our hydrogen bonding, and we have we form our sigma bonding and sigma anti-bonding orbitals, and the electrons will be in the lower one, but they can go up to the higher one if you give them energy.
Yeah,
I think
no.
those. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that.
that's what we're talking about. It's just that in different atoms and molecules, you have different examples, but we call them all electronic states. And in examples,
So
we'll say,
basically,
like
it's
S0
just-
or S1.
Oh, so it's basically electrons being in places they have lower likelihood of being. Oh, electrons being in places
that's
they.
what we're saying. Yeah.
Okay, so it is literally just like a moving ball up and down, that kind of potential energy, where we move electron to a place it wants to be in less.
I was thinking you're still like asking why it wants to be in one more than the other. and
No,
that
I'm
was,
just
like,
gonna
the
accept it
issue.
at this point. I'm just gonna deny
it's-
my way out of this.
That was why I was saying it's to do with like nodes and things, because it's the anti-bonding has a node and the bonding doesn't, and so the anti-bonding is higher energy.
All right. Wait, actually, I have one more question, which I feel like you might actually really enjoy this one. For my electron configuration video, I sent you the script. I didn't also change the such things, but the point is, the last chapter of the video is called Conclusion, and I wrote nothing in it. And
Okay.
the reason why is because I really wanted to conclude with something cool. I think you're gonna like that one, because for a conclusion, what I basically wanted to do, I really wanted that video. The main reason for that video is molecular orbital theory. I want more people to know about it because it's really cool.
I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and for conclusion, what I really want to do is do like either an analysis of a molecule using molecular orbital theory, or why am I pronouncing it weird? I sound like I'm drunk. Or just use it in some way. I feel like an analysis of a molecule would be really cool. And I
think
know
picking something like benzene would be really cool to do, because you can like apply it and see all these different states and things, and there's
something like that, yeah.
Benzene.
And I know
Yeah.
you even show me you even show me something you were working on, where you basically had a breakdown of a molecule using molecular orbital theory, all
I
the
can find
bonds.
that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. And basically all I want to do is just like show people that this theory can explain everything. Which is why. Wait, can it? The only one I'm not certain about is ionic bonding. I'm not certain how ionic bonding.
Yeah, ionic bonding isn't accounted for in molecular orbital theory. We kind
Wait.
of just say that ionic bonding doesn't exist. Like everything is slightly covalent, and so it's just
Two things. First of all, so it doesn't account for ionic. That's good to know. Second of all,
Well, I think
my hunch
maybe
was
it
correct.
does, but we just say that ionic is like it doesn't exist.
yeah, because I mean,
Technically, because
if you think about it, ionic is like intermolecular. It really
Yeah,
seems more
yeah.
intermolecular.
I think saying it doesn't account for it might be a bit. It's more that it's just like not part of it. It's not like a thing that we worry about.
I mean, ionic bonding just basically means like things sticking together however they see fit, molecules sticking together however they see fit. So
Yeah. Benzene. This was my EPR thing I did.
I just don't know if benzene exactly, because benzene is, it's really cool, but I feel like it might be
this?
too unique with the whole pi bonds thingamajig, which is the actual scientific name for it.
Here we go. These are the orbitals of benzene. These like 6 here. These are the molecular orbitals of benzene, and this is like a top-down view of where the phases are. So you can see in the bottom one, they're all in phase with each other, but in the top one, they're all out of phase with each other. Then we've got these ones in between.
Okay, would you have something different? It's just that I want. Because I remember you showed me something with different. The thing is, for benzene, it's extremely unique. So
well, and
what
this
I
is
want
not
to.
unique. This is just like a. But yeah, I can show you something.
What I
else.
basically want to show is, like these orbitals actually going in
I can
together.
show you like ethene or like things where you've got multiple pi bonds that are kind of conjugated a bit.
Yes.
I think I did that last year in quantum mechanics. I think it was Huckle theory. There's all these things that are just named after people.
That's why I really like Euler. There's a saying in maths. I think you might have even heard it before, like, if everything in maths was named after who invented it, then that would be extremely confusing because everything would just named after Euler. I love it.
I like the start of this lecture because it just says consider benzene and it just
That's the second slide.
it's just like yeah this consider benzene. And this is like stuff we did where this is all like so we did this Huckle theory and you can see it's all quantum mechanics. We did this stuff, we learned this. This was basically a way of us stating the energy of these molecular orbitals. So that's what we're doing in this like topic is we're looking at these molecular orbitals and we're talking about their energy. And so we're saying the energy of this is alpha minus beta, and
The energy of top one is also alpha minus beta.
yeah, okay. And so then when you look here, you've got your stuff, and we put them together and do loads of maths. Or you can do it an easier way, and you end up with stuff. Oh, it's not okay. Wait, I need to. This lecture didn't even show much. It just
Don't
showed
worry.
benzene.
Consider benzene.
There
is
was
a-
one where it showed like proper like ethene and everything. I think you just didn't put the slides up because it was this professor who's like he doesn't like students who don't come in. And so we just,
Well, to
just
be
didn't
fair,
put the slides
I
up.
didn't come in, so like I can't really complain,
Yeah.
can I? I should have been there.
On molecular symmetry. I might have to look at the actual video recordings of the lectures. Let's see what he puts here. Oh, actually, it might be a workshop. It's probably a workshop. The Huckle cycle determinant for 2-propanol radical. God, I do not miss this. This was so much maths. I specifically remember them like showing examples of like ethene and propene and stuff and like how we work it out, but I think he actually just did it all on the board, like on the whiteboard. He just didn't actually have lecture slides for it. Oh. Okay, I found one. I found this might be good. This is just he just took a picture of a book. Okay, this is ethene, and you know what ethene looks like.
Yes.
So sp2 hybridized. I guess the p orbital is coming out. Oh, this is just the sigma bonds. Okay, where's the p orbital though? I guess we're just not caring about it. We basically say the lower energy one here is this alpha plus beta, and the higher one is alpha minus beta. And the alpha and the beta are just like placeholders for really complex equations. Where we say alpha is like the energy between the two, and beta is like some
So
other energy that's defined. Yeah.
No. Beta basically different energies, and alpha would be the average.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like a really simple way of us representing these differences.
And
Instead
then
of doing the maths, we just
actually
use
it will
those
be just like
values.
an operator of a psi function integrated multiplied by itself with a complex conjugate, and then just 40 million different operations.
Yeah.
The standard stuff.
Here's an example of butadiene. So yeah, this is more maths than like intuitive stuff.
I mean, what I want to show in the video is first the molecule, how they come together, and then basically the the molecule orbital.
I mean, if you just want to
thing
show
of
the
lines.
orbitals, you can you can just Google MO diagram and then put the molecule name in, and if it's a simple enough molecule, you'll just find it in Google Images. Like for example, I don't know, carbon monoxide. You can just put that in
Oh,
Google,
but the
say
one
MO
is something
diagram,
bigger.
and it will just come up with it.
I have one. I have one idea, but I feel like. Nah, fine. It would be funny. MO diagram. Let's see. I think it might be too big of a molecule.
Then what molecule are you doing?
Well.
Oh, I remember this now. We would like calculate the thing that we multiplied beta by, and then we would just write that in this diagram, and then that would be our answer to a question in the exam. And so we would calculate that it's like, we calculate the roots to this equation, we do all this, calculate the roots, we get these values, like plus 1.6, or plus or minus 1.6, and plus or minus 0.6, and then we would just put them in the diagram, and then we could say like, it's stabilized by this much, or if there's an electron up here, it destabilizes it by this much. Yeah, I kind of hated this. It was like cool. It's like cool that you can do the maths and actually work out the energy of the electrons, but it's also like, I hate working it out.
Yeah, I'm also not the biggest fan of computing like that. Okay, no, I can't. Can't find one. It was like the largest.
Can you see this? Does this make sense actually? When you look at this, these are like our different orbitals.
So energy basically for each possible phase orbital, as in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say.
And so it's like as you go up in energy, you know, you've got more nodes here, and you can see that we can literally just calculate it, and we get the energy of these. But yeah, if you want to find like the molecular orbital diagram for anything, you can just search it on Google Images, and it should just show it to you. I mean, I can show you some diagrams of like the inorganic stuff I've been doing, because we went really complicated in it.
I would really appreciate that, because I'm finding just some boring stuff.
The thing is, if I show you that stuff, it goes into all like crystal field theory, and it's like even more. It gets very. Yeah. You know, I could show you a carbon monoxide example that uses the molecular orbitals and explains why it bonds to our heme more than oxygen. Because you know why carbon monoxide is toxic.
No, actually.
Oh,
no.
it's because it basically we have these like structures, these molecular structures called heme, which is like HAEM, heme something, and they bond to oxygen and carry it around. But what happens is if you have carbon monoxide, it actually just bonds to the heme way, way, way better than the oxygen does. And so it means that it just kind of takes up all these spaces where the oxygen should be. And so you just can't capture the oxygen. because the carbon monoxide's being captured instead.
That's,
And that's
really
why-
cool.
Yeah, that's why it's toxic. Molecular oh, that is not what the hell
Yeah,
is
I,
that?
I know. Wait a second, that's not a molecular orbital diagram. Yeah, but I'm just finding boring stuff like three atomic tops. Three atom.
I've shown you this before.
It
I've
was
shown
one.
you this. This was my favorite slide.
Yes,
Right?
yes, that is
Yeah,
the one.
This is like you know why it's my favorite. Like you can tell.
That is the one I was
So,
thinking of
yeah.
actually.
But this is very complicated, and this isn't a specific molecule. This is just general octahedral metal complexes, where we have these different orbitals, and what we care about in this is, these d orbitals kind of split into two. It's kind of like some of the d orbitals don't do any bonding, and some of them do, and so you get this like higher Eg and this lower Eg, and there's a gap here depending on how much the Eg is contributing, and that gap is some like crystal field theory stuff. So we say, yeah, and then we do all this.
Honestly,
it's really complicated.
the
Here's some
graphic-
carbon monoxide.
like the graphic you shown above, the fun one, that's precisely what I'm looking for, except for for a specific molecule.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
okay, this is saying,
Because I really want to show people that, like, oh yeah, all this theory I'm talking about, like, we can apply it. It's actually, well, I wouldn't say easy, but it's simple.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing
I
to
mean,
apply.
you can like flash this up and show that like there's complex applications. Of
Yeah,
it.
but I really want to actually be like, here we have a molecule, but why does it even exist? And then, just actually show that, step by step why it exists.
Yeah, I have a. Let me try and find this. I think this is bonding molecules and polynuclear. Is it this one? Oh, I found the oxygen in heme. Does it show the carbon monoxide? Yes. Okay, you would probably like this.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so this structure here with the iron in the middle, this is heme, and this is like part of a protein.
This is the thing that carbon monoxide is poisoning.
Yeah, so oxygen bonds to this, right? And I think it shows here. This is okay. This is carbon monoxide. So this is the diagram for carbon monoxide, and we've like labeled two of these. We've labeled the highest occupied molecular orbital, which is this one here, which is our sigma. It's kind of mixing here. This is a sigma of one of the s orbitals with p orbital, and so it just forms some stuff here. And we've got our pi star orbitals here, and this is one of them. Does it show it in heme? Shows oxygen. Okay, it's carbon monoxide versus oxygen binding to hemes. And this is like, this kind of goes into detail because we were talking about like the linear and the bent configurations and stuff. And it goes into NO. It doesn't actually show it binding, but yeah, there's like, this kind of applies, that picture I showed you, the favorite one, this applies to that, or that applies to this, because our metal here is it's a metal, and it's in an octahedral configuration, where we've got these four in this plane, we've got one below, and then we've got one on top, and the one on top is the one we're worrying about. So yeah, it's like, it's kind of, this is very complicated. You can see like, you can see how it, like the applications of it, without me explaining it, like you can see it just kind of aligns
Wait, so
with these
would there be like a simple oversimplification explanation, or is that only because I see because you can see the
this
difference
is too
between
complicated.
you can see
I
yeah, because the difference between carbon monoxide and two oxygens, that's simple. Carbon monoxide and two
Yeah.
oxygens bonded, like you can see the difference in their bonds, but
This is oxygen. This is the oxygen molecular orbitals.
yeah.
And then carbon monoxide it's similar, but because carbon and oxygen are like different atoms, we get some different stuff.
So you actually get with. Oh wait, another question. When it goes to the pi bond, there are two orbitals on the same like energy level.
Yeah. And
Why
that's
is-
because there's a triple bond in carbon monoxide. And so a triple bond is made of a sigma bond and two pi bonds.
Oh, and then so basically, when you have a triple bond, two of them will be the pi bonds will be on the same energy level. Is that one of these? They have no reason to be on different energy
yeah,
levels.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to be
Okay,
different.
I see.
Yeah. In a triple bond, it's like you have two pi
All right.
bonds
So
and
right
they're
now,
on different axes, but they're the same energy.
so right now, I want you to because you're in Britain, right?
Yeah.
So imagine that you're sitting on a Monday afternoon in a nice cafe, right, drinking coffee, eating a cake, stuff like this. And then a guy comes up to you with a knife. All of a sudden, crime happened. With a knife, and is like, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're not gonna survive this. You're gonna die, and there's nothing you can do." Unless you explain to me why carbon monoxide is toxic and oxygen isn't, to someone who doesn't actually, without actually going in depth. Like, what would you say then? Like, I just theoretically.
I would say that in our bodies, oxygen bonds to a molecular structure called heme, and it uses that to carry the oxygen around our bodies.
Yeah, okay, but then if
That's-
that guy
that's
was
not
like,
bad.
okay, but why does carbon monoxide bond better than oxygen?
I wouldn't be able to answer him properly.
Then you would
'Cause,
die.
this isn't talking. Yeah, this isn't talking about the strength of that bonding. Let me see. Maybe this is. Maybe I just forgot. This like thing talking in lecture was some like weird application of it to do with the like configuration of the. Okay, let me see. I think it's to do with back bonding. You don't know anything about back bonding. Back bonding is a whole other thing.
I mean, I can pretend like I know. It's a pretty big part of what I do. Simple, because carbon monoxide isn't toxic. It's just our way of thinking that defines toxicity. Yes, good phenomenal answer.
It's only toxic if you die from it. It's,
Not wrong. Because honestly, this would be like the asking for gold getting platinum kind of example. Like this, I just can't think of a better example that would tie this whole thing together of me just being like, this, here you can explain why something which, here can explain something extremely useful using this theory. It really seems too good to be true. All I'm missing is just the explanation for why carbon bonds better. Carbon monoxide.
yeah, I would tell the knife guy that I think it's due to back bonding.
Okay, rabbit hole. I can do it. How hard could it possibly be? It's just chemistry. Back bonding.
Okay, back bonding is basically when something, for example, our metal, bonds into an anti-bonding, or it pushes electron density into an anti-bonding orbital. And so what it does is, so ignore that picture on the left. Look at this picture on the right. We have one of our d orbitals on the metal, and this is our pi anti-bonding orbital on this CO, right? And what it does is these align, and it can actually put electron density into this anti-bonding orbital.
But how would...
And what this does is it strengthens the metal to carbon bond, but it weakens the carbon to oxygen bond because you're pushing density into the anti-bonding
Oh,
orbital.
that's phenomenal. Yes, hell yeah. Okay, I get it then.
And so it strengthens this bond here, which obviously makes this bond stronger, and you don't have that being involved in oxygen, because oxygen, I think in oxygen, the lone pair, you can see it bonds in at an angle, which I don't really know why. I did know why.
Wait,
see,
but
we talked
how...
about NO. Oh, here.
Wait, so it pushes electron density into the anti-bonding orbital between carbon and oxygen. Why does that strengthen the bond between carbon and metal?
Because you're sharing electron density between the two. Because the metal wants to push some density somewhere, and the carbon wants to accept some density, and so you kind of just share electrons a bit between the two.
Oh, I see.
It's a bit weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, you're strengthening the metal carbon bond by weakening the carbon oxygen bond. Talks about here. Actually, this bit on the bottom here, this histidine, this actually helps save us from carbon monoxide quite a lot, because it basically says that carbon monoxide is it binds 200 times more than oxygen to this heme. But if we didn't have this bit on the bottom, the carbon monoxide would bind 20,000 times more than the oxygen, and so we would be really, really sensitive to carbon monoxide.
That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Can you send me that paper actually?
This is a lecture slide, but yeah, I can send
Or
it
lecture.
to you.
I mean, yeah, lecture.
Yeah. Talks about copper acetate, yeah. What's at the beginning? I'm just trying to... Oh, you got some nice diagrams here. This is a whole... This is pretty. I like this with the molecular orbitals. Yeah, you can have a look at this. I think I'll just download it. I'm trying not to dox myself.
Hold on, let me take the stream off. There we go.
Yeah. I think that file works for you.
Yeah, we'll check in a second. Just think that was really fun. That's actually really useful for me. I think the electron video should be done in around 2 or 3 days. So I'll send it to you then. Actually, might send it to you a bit sooner, just for general review before I get there, just to make sure that I don't want to have to remake the whole thing.
Yeah. There's probably something I got wrong at some point that I'll notice in the video.
Well, I feel like it's more likely that there's something I got wrong in the video of the two of us, if I'm being honest.
Well,
So if I can, if there's anything I can say.
it's very easy for me to slip up while I'm saying something.
Where do you meet me?
Well, as in slip up while I'm explaining something to you, and then you take
Okay, yeah.
that to be true.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. It works. It works.
Okay, this is I'm pretty sure this applies to the why the oxygen is bad at bonding to the, or it's not bad, it bonds less to the heme.
Oh wait, and carbon, and the bond between carbon and oxygen is also stronger than the bond between oxygen and oxygen.
Yeah, because it's a triple bond. Oxygen is just has a double bond, like O2 has a double bond, but CO has a triple bond.
Makes sense.
But what happens is we weaken that triple bond when the CO bonds to a metal
You should talk about why.
because of back bonding.
You should talk about why toxic things are toxic, why medicines are medicines. The problem is there isn't really a line between the two. Like the only difference between toxic things and medicines is that one of them kills us, the other one.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
just
the-
it either does something you want it to do or something you don't want it to do.
Actually,
But
it's not
they
really
both
either
do
does.
things.
It's not even like it either does something you wanted to do or you don't want to do. It just does something. Depending on the
Well, yeah,
situation, it could
yeah,
save your
that's what
life
I'm
or it
saying
could
is
kill
they both
you.
do something. Yeah, they both do something.
Actually-
they both interact with your molecules, but one of them you want them to do it, and one of them you don't.
I actually do have a video on that, which I started work on months ago, and my medicine expert Ali actually wrote me a little research document
Oh,
about
okay.
different medicines. But I mean, the example I always use when I'm explaining this is like blood thinners, right? Like blood thinners
Oh,
could
yeah.
either be thought of as poison or as a life-saving medicine,
Yeah.
depending on how thin your blood is. Like knowing why carbon monoxide kills was fun. Yeah, but the problem is there is a different reason for every single molecule. Every
Oh,
single
yeah, yeah.
molecule will
There's a
have a
lot, yeah.
different reason for why it kills you.
Because the thing to remember about like humans is we're kind of just bags of like loads of different chemicals, just
Yeah.
kind of all doing random stuff.
Explaining why different things are toxic would kind of be like explaining why different computer viruses work. Most of
Yeah,
them will
but yeah.
work because of different things.
Yeah,
And-
like any toxic thing, it just kind of ruins like one specific part of your body, and that just that just shuts you
Yeah,
down.
that's actually the difference between like and that's actually a spectrum of from poison to parasite. I mean, not poison to parasite, only from things which are dangerous to parasite. So you start with things which are dangerous in the simplest of ways. So, for example, temperature, high temperature. The reason why, if you have high enough temperature, it's just gonna break down your entire body. But then you have more specific
Yeah.
things like acids, for example. Like acid can be dangerous to you, but it will be dangerous in a more specific way because it actually reacts with the skin, for example. Then you have poisons which work in even more specific ways because for a cyanide pill, for example, you actually ingest it and it works in a way more complex manner. Then you have viruses. That's, for example, why viruses are considered to be almost alive. Because viruses are technically closer to being a poison than a living thing. Virus is just like an extremely elaborate poison. And then from that you get bacteria, which are living and stuff, and just go on, move on to parasites.
Well, I
Complex.
think I've found I think I've remembered this now. I probably should have like known it for my exam. I think I did know it and then I forgot after the exam. Basically, we use this nitric oxide example as like a mediator between the carbon monoxide and the O2 example.
Because of the one
And-
on the anti-bonding pi orbital.
Yeah, because basically nitric oxide, it can have a radical and it can sometimes not. So we can call it NO plus, where this NO plus is actually isoelectronic with carbon monoxide, which is just a way of saying it's got the same kind of electronic structure, so the same molecular orbital diagram as carbon monoxide. So that would be this, but without that electron there. And so what that means is these pi star orbitals are free for donation from the metal, right? So the metal can donate into these pi star orbitals, and that makes that's our back bonding thing.
I see.
And that's with the
Okay.
NO plus, and so that's why it lines up well and it does back bonding and it bonds quite strongly. Whereas if you have this radical, which is our electron here in this pi star orbital, it kind of just reduces that overlap and it makes it tend towards being in this bent conformation where it only like half overlaps and it doesn't really want to do this back bonding. And then oxygen is like this, but you have another electron in this other pi star orbital, which is even worse. So it just doesn't do anything.
That's a phenomenal explanation. I love it when I talk about experts, like when I ask them for an example, and because this is better than any. You will have to wait for the video to see just how outstanding of an example this is. Like this is, I can't even think of a better of a possible thing. But I cannot see floor here on the frame. I want you to talk more about biomechanics. I will talk about biomechanics in the future. I just need to get through electrochemistry first, inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, and then I will get to biomechanics.
I mean,
You know,
my
quick.
research I'm starting in a few days is bio-inorganic. So
Wait.
it might be cool.
Bio-inorganic.
Bio-inorganic.
Phenomenal name, I gotta say.
Because I don't like most biochemistry is like organic, which I'm not interested in. But there is a bit where you can do some inorganic stuff with biology, and it's kind of cool.
Inorganic things with biology is
Yeah.
quite.
Well, in this case, it's just using metal complexes to selectively kill certain things. So this research is on these cobalt complexes with special ligands on them, and the complexes just kill certain fungal cells. But the one I was gonna do initially was gonna be these vanadium complexes with different ligands which kill cancer cells and don't kill our normal cells as much. And in that, it's all, especially chemotherapy, is all just about like how specific it is to the cancer cells and not to the not to your own cells. Because like if you can have something that kills only the cancer and not your own cells,
That's pure
then
for cancer.
It's great. Yeah.
Because that's the problem, right? Like, if you want to cure cancer, you can just set your patient on fire, and technically you will.
Yeah, I mean,
They won't have any
most
cancer.
treatments, like the reason chemotherapy is so rough is because we do these things that kill the cancer, but it's very hard to differentiate between the cancer and your normal
Chemotherapy is
cells.
poison, by
Yeah,
definition.
it's poison. Yeah, it's poison, but
The way
the
it's
better
actually.
chemotherapy only targets the cancer.
Yeah, it's
or
actually
targets
pretty
it
interesting
better.
where like we just start with poison, and the way we improve cancer treatments is just like we try to make the poison focus more on the cancer, and that's where there are then the very advanced systems where like I think you based on bacteria you just basically create some sort of biomechanical things which can actually check the DNA or something like that. I don't know. Complex. The point is complex. That's why cancer takes so long. But Kai, I want to come back to CO having triple bonds. Didn't oxygen just need two valence electrons? What's happening? The thing is, this is actually we're talking about this simple kind of explanation for chemistry, which is also not great. And the whole point of this research part of the stream and the whole point of the video I'm going to make of it is that there's a much better way to describe bonding called the molecular orbital theory. And basic idea looks like this. When it comes to oxygens, you have two oxygens bond together. You basically have these four orbitals bonding, the 2s and the 2p on each side. And then they come together, and then you can think of it as you have orbitals from the first atom right here and orbitals from the second atom right here. But when they become bonded, then you just have a single set of orbitals. So you have only the bonded orbitals. And so like right here you had s orbitals, the bonded ones are sigma. Right here you had 2, the bonded ones are pi. That's where the name comes from. Then the point is, when it comes to oxygen, you can see how electrons fill in these orbitals. The lines are orbitals, the arrows are the electrons, and the higher it is, the higher in energy it is.
Can I say one thing here?
Yep.
One thing you can note in this diagram is actually both like pi orbitals are involved. So when you look at it, you can think like, oh, isn't that a triple bond? But what it is because you have two electrons in the antibonding
that's
bond,
what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
That
I just wanted to like clarify that it's. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually what's gonna be the conclusion.
Okay.
Damn it, Flame! You stole the
No,
spotlight.
I was like clarifying because it is like kind of a triple bond.
Yeah, because the next thing is that the stars, the asterisk, they mean an anti-bond. So just like the sigma bond is bonding, an anti-sigma bond is anti-bonding. You can think of it as this is pulling them together, this is pushing them apart. So you can see that right here when it comes to the s orbitals, you have the same amount of pushing as the pulling as you have of pushing, which means this doesn't matter, right? They're getting pulled together the same force in quotes as they're getting pushed apart. But right here you have them getting pulled together, getting pushed apart, and nothing because there are no electrons, which means that you basically, this is pulling them together, this is pushing them apart. So you have a triple bond, but then you have a a single anti-bond. So the net pulling is just a double bond, right? Triple bond minus one double bond. This is an awful way to describe it mathematically, but it also is accurate, kind of, right? I mean, mathematically, it is an awful way to describe it. We just add them and subtract, but that's kind of what it was. So this is
we call it bond order. And
Yes.
We literally just add up the bonding electrons and subtract the anti-bonding electrons.
yeah.
That's
So
it.
this is just like this is basically just a triple bond with one anti-bond. Technically, there's an additional bond, and it doesn't matter. And when it comes to carbon monoxide, you can see that it's a bit different because you have a triple bond, but you don't actually have enough electrons to fill in this anti-bond. That's why this one is the triple. So in here, you actually have less electrons, but it's a stronger bond. The reason why is because right here, these additional 2 electrons are going onto the anti-bond. It's so conjugated to conjusted. Wolf, I'm too chemical. It's so conjusted to imagine 2 s shells merging with 4 p orbitals merging. I think there's a better way rather than just mashing. I don't understand. But why am just mashing?
I can draw a diagram for that.
I mean, they are merging.
Yeah.
Mathematically, they're merging. But because you're just adding them together. That's just you kind of end up with like an average probability.
Yeah,
Not the
you know
classical-
in the CO diagram where it has all the lines? Can you
Yep.
see those like dashed red lines?
Yes.
Those are, I think those are there to represent the hybridization. So like in this diagram, we've kind of, all the blue lines are just ignoring hybridization. But what we've actually like shown is that because there is like hybridization going on, it kind of shifts some energies around. And so the red lines represent that there is like a bit of contribution of the s orbital into like those pi orbitals up there and the sigma ones
Is that
up
why
there.
why pi bond is in a different? I mean, the sigma bond is in a different spot.
Oh, those are in a different spot. I think that's just because of the different energies of the carbon versus
yeah,
the oxygen
that's true.
atoms.
Never mind.
It just changes them around. It just happens to be that way, basically. Like it's kind of hard to predict that, but it just happens to be like that.
Anyhow, I'm gonna go and eat something. I'm hungry.
That is fair.
That was a
I have
festive-
a meeting in an hour. I need to.
Ooh, what kind? What is?
It's with the postdoc student who's running my like research thing.
Ooh.
So I get to show up and have a chat about my projects because I don't know much. I've been sick the whole week and I haven't like talked to them about anything, and so now I actually get to sort out my research.
Well, good luck to you then. I'm also gonna do some
Thank you.
chemistry today, so that'll be fun. Nothing like a bit of SO particles to get the day started. Anyhow, I'm gonna go then. That was fun. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining, Flame.
Thank you for
You
having
really
me.
helped me a lot. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.